What the?
What the fuck did you do?
What the?
What the fuck is that?
What is going on? What is happening? Oh no.
Let me full screen this. What is that? No signal? Dude, that's like the Avermedia fucking thing.
Okay. Well, for some reason, yeah, there we go. We're fine. There. The USB didn't want a thing.
That's really funny.
Hi.
Hey, Wolves, how you doing, man?
Oh boy. Yeah, good, you know.
This is a wildly huge week we have to talk about this week.
Indeed, you know, had a big old baby delay morning. Wow.
Oh, she did it again.
Oh, stuff's happening.
I don't know what you're doing. I love it.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. One of these
Hold
wires.
on, let me do it. Let me do it too. I'm gonna do it too. Hold on.
Well, hold on. No. One of these wires. All right. Well, I can do that. So.
Yeah, you can do. Oh no. Put me back. Put me back.
Okay. Hold on. One of these wires is crossed. Something's happening that's not supposed to happen right now.
Put me back.
You're back.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, look, I can do it too. Yeah. I'm doing it on purpose though.
Huh.
I can no signal myself on purpose. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the natural evolution of the show, right? So, okay, what is actually?
I fucking love doing shit live now. I fucking love it. I used to be so fucking stressed out and just like, no, it's breaking. And now when things break and I just get no sound, I'm like, yeah, fuck it.
Well,
we're doing mime shows now.
Well, the benefit of establishing a brand on absolute dog shit quality is that we get to embrace this. So it would seem that the camera is just, I guess, shutting off.
It's just fucky-wuckying.
Yeah. Now what's making you do that?
Do you have like a really good picture of yourself? Maybe an animated GIF?
Not within 2
and I'll
seconds.
Just pretend.
But
there we go. You're back.
Yeah, but is it gonna shut off again? I guess.
Who knows? Who knows?
Okay. It's. I'm gonna guess it might. Right. I'm gonna guess it might. If it's on yeah. There we go.
Oh.
Okay. Let me see what's going on with the camera. Is that like a battery issue or something? I don't know.
We'll take a little second. We'll take a little second.
All right.
Put this part in. It's fun.
All right. BRB. All right, I think we're good. I think it was a loose wire. I'm being all weird. All right, let's try it. Hello.
Hey, what's going on? There's a big podcast this week. Waka waka.
Would you like to discuss the enshittification of the video game industry even further beyond the limits of what we thought was possible?
We could discuss in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay, because over here at Castle Super Beast, we speak truth to power.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's us.
All
Good
right.
stuff.
It's we all know how it's gonna go, and we've known, and we've been talking about how fucked shit is, and how shit is in fact fucked.
Yeah,
Um,
so we talked a little bit about this a while ago, and I believe I remember saying that you and I had been mentioning how like, oh, what's the next video game crash? And we're like, the video game crash has been happening for years.
it's just slow.
It's just been really slow.
It's just slow. Yeah, that's it. And and there's the part of it where like there's the soul crash and then there's the market crash.
Yeah.
And the soul crash takes place before the market crash.
Much before, much before.
We're
I
gonna
believe this week is the soul crash.
Yeah, oh, I mean my soul crash was last year, but
Last year, yeah. Okay.
but this continues absolutely. And yes, I think as a whole, as a large a scale sweeping effect, multiple people will be experiencing the soul crash. You got to just bunker down and go, what are the numbers? What's the percentage? Do you care more about the percentage, or do you care more about the billions?
Well, Wooly, what are you talking about? What could you be referring to that could be so dramatic?
I'm talking about how far I got in Silk Song.
Yeah, how far did you get in Silk Song?
I'm now knee deep into Act 2.
Yep.
And
you're about halfway through the game, and you'll continue to be halfway through the game.
So it's yeah, now it's getting weird because there's parts where I can say like, oh, I can say that like I am at this point where I've defeated the Clockwork Dancers, right?
Sure.
But that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean shit.
Because I also realized that for a long time I kind of didn't clear or go through fucking Sinner's Rise or whatever it was called.
Yeah, surely there can't be 6 zones attached to that one path.
To which it turns out,
that'd be absurd.
I had been ignoring that part for way too long and went back through that and was like, oh fuck, oh shit, okay, hold on, there's a lot going on here. So I've my Citadel exploration is one part of things, but then there's this whole other fucking eastern map thing that's going on.
And then you're like, oh, I've assuredly explored most of the Citadel. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Never mind.
So here's what I will say. After The Last Judge, which is like a proper DLC level, like get the pattern and do this perfectly fight. Learn
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Learn it. Fucking learn it. Right. And yeah, you could use your tools to melt a bunch of this, but you're gonna have to just recognize the animations. Your ability to recognize startup is just crucial, and as it always has been in Hollow Knight. After that, it was interesting to kind of see, like, it's not that the game lets up on you, but like it takes a while before you naturally encounter another boss, right? Mm. And when you do, well, for me it was the Clockwork Dancers.
Yeah.
And to me that was a joke by comparison.
Sure is.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because
when you beat the last judge, the game doesn't throw combat trials at you. It throws platforming trials at you.
It does. And
it's like, no, okay, so you can fight. All right, next up, let's see you deal with some saw blades.
Yeah, let's see you deal with a Metroid vertical like climb, except that the enemies here are evasive and annoying, and if you're patient, they're fine. But it's just, you're just in a hurry and you're like, God damn it, can you stop dodging me as soon as I dash up to you,
No.
And I will say one thing that I was like, that was a little unclear moment, was the weight teeter-totter platforming. There's these little teeter-totters in the Citadel. You don't think you can hit them physically. You think you land on them to make them shift, but you actually need to hit them in order to not get stuck. And that was a little bit of a like, little bit outside the rules of what we've been doing in this game so far. I didn't think you'd have to physically slash the scales to make them move, so I kind of got stuck wandering back and forth a little bit over there. And then yeah, you know, get to all these areas of this, you know, Anne Orlando, if you would. I mean, it is a giant empty like church themed castle, right? So I mean, fuck, that theme is there. Cool enemies to fight and stuff, but the clockwork dancers, that was like second try, you know. I was like, huh.
Oh yeah, they're very easy. I left them till super late.
Okay.
Because I recognized, so I walked into the room and I fought them like 2 times, and I was like, this is, and the design of the room made me leave, because the room's centralized location and it's like visual similarity to the Symphony of the Night clock tower room made me go,
this is probably important. Yeah.
So I like cleaned out everything I could before going back there, and then I really stomped their asses.
Yeah. In fact, and you know, it's centered on both sides, and then the icon is pointing at it as the objective. So you're like, right, this is a probable important thing. And upon doing so, you can see, yeah, hey, the game's like, yeah, good. Now we need you to do big objectives. You know. Going backwards and kind of making my way through. And also, God, it sucks, but I'm like, there was a couple things where I'm like, I didn't have the bead markers to remember where I saw some interesting things. But now I'm like, what was that room that had some jail cells in it that I ran into early in the game, and now I don't know what fucking section it was in. And I didn't have the beads to put a marker down, and I'm like, that's a bad feeling, because I would have put a marker down if I could afford it at the time, but I couldn't, and now I'm just like, am I gonna have to start pausing the game and taking screenshots on my cell phone to remember things?
Just re-explore everywhere.
Yeah. So.
I think that part of the game's economy is based around the idea that you'd get a new ability and go, I am now going to backtrack to every room I have been in the entire game.
Which, I mean, for me and like Metroidvania's things, I kind of am like, I'm trying to remember the big obvious, like, you know, yellow doors that I ran by. But like, and then then there's always going to be that part of the map where you look at it and go, oh, this room looks like it's not completely explored. And
this room's has like a weird gap like in the map next to it, and it's really square in this corner, and you're like,
yeah. But no, or when I find myself, I'm like, hey, I gotta go get some chips to refill my tools, because this boss fight's taking up all my tools, or whatever the case is, you know. Which, yeah, I have found myself like getting a bit like annoyed at the chip collection. That is sometimes necessary. But I went through the second area I was mentioning there, and then I hit the mist. And I was like, okay, I see what we're doing here. And then I got through the mist, and as soon as I saw like what was going on, and you know, I noticed the randomized nature of it, I kind of looked and went, listen, I'm a dad. I got a limited amount of time. I want the solution. What is it?
You would have figured it out in 5-10 minutes.
No, I don't think I would have. The musical elements.
Well, Wooly, do you think that you are substantially less intelligent than me?
I don't know. I mean, you know a lot of shit.
I don't think you are less intelligent than me. I think you were about the same, and I figured it out in about 10 minutes.
Okay. I ran through it, and I got to a point where I was like, I can fight these ghosts forever.
Oh yeah, totally. They're not.
That's not an issue. It's more just like I'm running in circles, and I'm looking at my watch going, nah, I can't do this. I gotta feed the baby in 45 minutes. Like, fuck this.
You gotta think lateral, man.
I kind of just went, I don't care. I get what you're doing. I appreciate it, but I don't have time. You know? Your
brain's really big, buddy. You can do it.
So, you know, anyways, after looking that up, got through and hit some of that fucking Blight Town. You know, yeah, hit some
more
of that,
Blight Town.
Hit love some of that lovely Blight Town. But there was a really, really cool Phantom boss fight at
There
the
sure
end of
was.
that. And
And you got the really, really cool thing.
I have to say, I very much appreciate that they take the time to make fights like that where the boss is not that hard because they're like you, but it's just cool, right? The human enemies, like kind of like fighting Hornet as Hollow Knight the first time, fighting Lace is not that hard. Fighting Phantom is not that hard, but it's so cool.
It's very cool.
And it feels good to like zip around the room and like,
so would you like
counter them in the air and
some
stuff.
Ludo narrative harmony?
Let's go.
So were you able to climb past Phantom? Were you able to climb up all the way into the guts of the Citadel?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why it's called Sinner's Road, because it lets you get through the back without going through the door and being judged.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
That is a full alternate path
to get into the Citadel,
into the main game.
And you don't deal with the judge.
Yeah.
That's great.
And you don't have to deal with ringing the bells to open the door either.
You take the Sinner's Path.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay.
They both lead to the same like primary underzone.
So once you get to Belmore, you can just head up from Greymar into that path and ignore all the critical.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Well, it's not taking it easy on you. I mean,
no, it's definitely nothing in that game is taking it easy.
Yeah, that path.
That game, so you remember Deep Nest, right?
Yeah.
So Biowater is this game's Deep Nest.
Yeah.
Right. And much like Deep Nest in Hollow Knight, for me, I fell into Biowater.
Okay.
From above, and was like, I don't have a map. Help! Fuck! Help!
Yeah.
Like, you know when you fall into a zone and like you're like 100 character lengths off the side of the next zone.
Yeah. You're not getting. No, there's a absolute fun and of course the paranoia of walking through that game with like, you're one pip away from death and you're like, I gotta be real precise with everything I do from now on.
And that is why you cash in your fucking rosaries for strings and necklaces of beads.
Yes, I did.
So you can remove that fucking shit from your brain entirely.
And I'm so happy I did that. I fucking paid a premium to get all those rosaries strung up. And then eventually when I met our architect friend, was it the 12th engineer or the 12th architect? Anyway.
The architect, yeah.
The architect, yeah. It was like, awesome, I got the cash, let's go. Now, that's another one of those things where it's like, here's 3 things you can buy that all sound pretty interesting. You have one ore to make one of these things. Which one are you going with? And I have that feeling that this is a crossroads of like, oh, if you spend your tools incorrectly, if you spend your resources incorrectly,
there's enough.
But it might take some time to go back and get the others.
It will definitely take some time.
That's what I'm thinking about. So I'm like, what do you want right away? And I'm like, give me the one that says I can dodge better, please. And I think that was the correct choice. It seems like
if it helps you dodge better, then absolutely. All of them are good. Like literally all of them are good.
Okay.
The backdash one is really good for mobility. The saw you can combine with the fucking tax to just annihilate anything that has to live on the ground. The double jump one that does a slash around your character, if you reverse direction and slash while it's happening, you double the hits, and speedrunners are using it to fuck up the game by doing like triple hits on jumps.
What?
Like there's a lot of good stuff. That everything that guy sells is pretty good.
Okay. Well,
and then of course the key.
Yes. So now for the first time in hours, I'm sitting here deciding, do I want to fucking Giga Drill break my way Through.
Just start scraping up everything.
Well, I already
You'll find it eventually.
the move set was interesting enough on the Crest of the Architect I spent my memory locks on it, right? I thought it was interesting enough to spend. So
it's very strong.
I committed to those slots, and I'm going to walk around and see how it goes, because I don't mind the down angle. It's kind of like the Hunter's dive kick, the down slash, but you can charge it and you can control it a little better. So I'm like, all right, it's not as good as the Reaper, but you know what? Let's see if we can get used to this a little bit, And then remaking your tools sounds like a lot of fun.
It's if you're willing to blow the resources, you can just decide that you don't want to fight encounters.
Oh, it's a Mega Man game now. Yeah, I got that. I got that.
Well, if you get the 3 good tools, like Tax is one, right? Curve Claw is another. There's a couple you haven't met yet. Like the Saw Blade actually would be a good one. And you're just like, nah, I don't want to fucking fight this arena fight. I don't want to fucking fight this boss. Right. I am going to throw down an infinite amount of shit so that on every phase change, they walk into it in their own phase change cutscene and die.
Random bullshit go. And
absolutely, 100%.
Spend your ammo when you're done. Yeah. And now that I have the, to get to that point, you have to get the harpoon. Then it's like, oh, well, now we have a pretty good means of getting
harpoon is the best button in the game because it costs 1 pip of silk and refunds 1 pip of silk if you hit the enemy.
Amazing.
Which means if you're using it to close distance, it's free.
Love that. And then of course the parry, which yields an exceptionally strong reward for fairly simple timing.
Really loose.
Simple ass timing, giving me such a good reward is kind of
counter slashes will track flying enemies.
Everything on screen, it seems. Yeah, I'm a bit shocked at how powerful that is.
At the end of the game, the parry, I for most of the end, the final stretch, I used the parry with a charm that made Silk's skills better.
Okay.
And would just parry one thing and the whole fucking room would just explode.
Yeah, I'm honestly it's too strong.
It's not the strongest.
Okay, because I feel
it is the second strongest.
I feel like I have not earned the reward I get for simple tracking on a boss that's just anyway. Savage Beast Fly can go fuck itself.
That second fight is out of control.
That is out of control. That is completely insane. That's batshit.
And then the fucking sequence after it.
I mean,
dude, I'm telling you, Savage Beast Fly 2, hardest thing in the whole game.
I can't believe they thought that was okay.
And you're like, hey, you know what you need? You need 1/4 of a heart container.
Man.
That's what you need.
Yeah, so that was a proper deterrent. I actually went, you know what, video game, I am deterred. you have successfully deterred me.
I described to you saying, what do you even fucking want from me? When I discovered that the ads would keep coming in forever, is when I'm like, what do you want? What do you want me to fucking do?
And it's that part where you're like, oh well, after the whole platform gets destroyed, there's going to be something, surely, right? And the game's like, Anakin staring at fucking Padme. Yeah, sure. If you say so, man. What platform? It literally destroyed everything, and I'm like, so I guess I'll die?
Fucking get good, dude.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's an interesting one. Yeah, and some of those patterns it's weirdly about not taking every shot that you can get,
No, because the final boss is a really good example of dude, you could run in there and get hit them, but then you're going to be in a bad position and you will not be able to escape whatever the fucking boss wants to do to you.
Yeah. I'm seeing some people say pogo, and I'm like, actually, pogoing the beast fly is a terrible idea. in a lot of instances because of the fact that it 180s and will catch you in the air sometimes when your trajectory, even if you dash out of the way, is not going to be altered in time, right? It's more reliable to not pogo and to go for ground hits. I've noticed.
I used mostly ground hits when it did the down stomp.
Okay, yeah, that's the way, you know. But there's a couple of moments like it's basically, if you want to rely on the luck of the boss pattern not stopping you, then you can go for pogos. And there's a couple of instances like this, right, where bosses are like, you can get a hit in here, but you don't know what it's going to do next, and sometimes the behavior will mean you're going to take a hit and get fucked over. Last Judge is similar, right, where
one of the tricks that I can help you with is that you can use the harpoon to go in and use the dash to go out, because the dash does have like 10 frames of invincibility on it.
So I had neither of those tools when I was fighting the Beastfly 2. Like, I had neither of those tools. That was like the beginning of all this stuff before I did all of that. So I didn't even have the tax yet. I was fighting it with like shuriken, the air spikes, you know, the air trap, and yeah, the hunter's weapon, right? So there was no mobility that I had at that point. Pretty much as soon as it was available, right? Also, yeah, what the fuck at that area in the beginning that is like, wow.
Okay, so you're describing. We last week there were a bunch of comments underneath the YouTube clip like, what the fuck area is Pat talking about? I'm talking about an area that is hidden away in the very first zone of the game that provides the single largest amount of power you get in the entire game by an order of magnitude.
It is also lore-wise, it's extremely interesting.
Also, there are 4 secrets in there.
It's baffling.
There are 4 secret areas in that map, in that tiny space.
Yeah, it is a baffling thing to discover and potentially have be missable. I will say that like that theme of things, like you hit the far east and then like you gotta run into that at some point, right? Your curiosity will lead you. But wow, is that a strange optional thing that should not be optional? Yeah.
So if it makes you feel any better, if you get far enough into the game, it stops being optional.
Interesting. Okay.
But by far enough into the game, I mean really far into the game.
Interesting. Okay. Also, I you know, the Team Cherry knows what type of NPCs and chums you like to meet along the way in these types of games, and
there's a good cast.
There's a good cast of little bugs that you meet up with, you know. All very Souls-like, you know. You got the naive ones that are fun and jovial. You got the heroic ones with the big mustaches that are tough.
You know what I absolutely love? I was scrolling on my TikTok and somebody pointed out that Sherma beats you to the Citadel. Like they get there first.
Not in my case. Wait, not in my case.
Oh yeah?
Because you meet her at the bench outside, and then you open the way.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah. But then later, you go in and you take a dip, and it's like, oh, hey, what's up? You know? But at least for me, I saw...
Oh, you got that cutscene? I didn't get that one.
Okay. Excuse me, him. I met Sherma at the bench before the Last Judge. And
oh, really?
Yes, and then there was the meeting inside.
There's a crazy amount of NPC interactions that don't lead to quests, but you can miss.
Yes, so going back to whatever first town, Bone Bottom. There's a bunch of pilgrims and people that you meet there and stuff, or people that are hanging out in the bar that you can talk to that are just there once and then they're gone, you know? And even some pilgrims where I'm just like, oh, you're the first pilgrim that's really nice and kind of like, I'm hesitant to go. I'm a little scared. We can hang out together. You're like, oh, you're cute. That's fun. And then to come along and meet like this deep, like sinners must perish, and this kind of like, I'm like, ah, you suck. You know, that's you're one of them. And then you're meeting all these different types or so. You know, there are those dudes hiding out in the fucking muckety muck cabin where you gotta
yeah, those fucking freaks.
yeah, where you gotta feed them the guts.
Yeah,
or
we're living in
whatever.
the garbage.
Yeah,
Ah.
and they drop a single piece of like lore information that's super interesting, where they're just like, yeah, I don't know why it didn't affect us. It seems to be like the more faithful you are, the more likely you are gonna get strung up. You know, there seems to be a connection there. You're like, huh, interesting. Interesting from you fucking dumpster diving, like hobos back here, feasting on guts, dropping some important lore information, you know? So that was cool. Shout outs to those enemies as well that like climb surfaces. Those little dogs that are like, oh, you're up there? I'm coming to get you.
The cockroaches, yeah, they're god awful.
That's
They're
crazy.
fucking terrible.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you take too many hits. What the fuck?
And they have a grab attack instead of a fucking bite.
Yep, and they take extra damage off of that too, and they lunge, and you're like, man, like I have to stand on top and like knock you back down 4 or 5 times before you're fucking dead. So like they make them properly like a threat, you know.
So hey man, you've made it through a bunch of the Citadel and you're exploring out in Biowater. You're totally about
halfway done.
Halfway through the
about
game.
halfway done. Yeah.
Do you really see what I fucking meant? Like no matter how far you go, you always feel like you're halfway through because you walk through like a single door and it goes zone. There's 2 moments around where you're at where the game was like, here's 3 more. And then a different one where it's like, here's 5 more. And I'm like, how did you fucking...
But I'll tell you what my brain did. I jumped on an elevator, and then I looked at the map, and then I was like, out fucking there. And I was like, oh,
No.
Okay, well then, yeah, fine. I will accept.
Yeah, hey, guess what? You're fucking super wrong.
Oh.
You're fucking super wrong.
You took me up to a goddamn mothership. And now I'm assuming that the space in between will be filled out.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe.
Having a good time with that. Lots of fun. Super good. Okay, another thing I don't like is when I put down my reminder tokens on my map, I hate that they're so big that they block out the room.
Dude, I was putting them down and then I would have to like move them over to be part of the room, but not on the space.
Exactly.
Because they'll like block the icon for like a bench.
That sucks. I hate that. Don't do that, please. You know. Yeah. And this is not even counting the areas where you're like, oh, you don't have the fucking Varia suit. You can't take this climate. You know.
Bro, there was a point where I was putting down, I was like, oh, I don't know what's here. And I'd put down a marker and I'm like, oh, I have no fucking map. So I'll just put it directly on a Hornet's icon, I guess. And just hope it lines up with the fucking geography later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did that when I was looking for the map in fucking Lighttown. And you're out in the nothing, and I'm like, okay, well, I can see the ring, so I know my friend is nearby. So I'm gonna just.
Well, you get that fucking map fucking really late in that zone, dude. You get that map really
I'm
late.
looking at that thing, and I'm like, I guess I just keep going, and eventually I look. Nope. Okay, I guess not then. Fuck me. Oh yeah, and shout outs to Hypogean Jail.
Oh, you did that, huh?
Yeah, that's a
cool fucking sequence.
That's a nice sequence.
There are a number of weird hidden interactions with that area. You can kill the enemies that bring you there and just not go. And then there is a hidden interaction with one of the quests that prevents you from going as well.
Huh. I think experiencing it like this way is probably best.
Oh, absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
But the goofy hidden quest interaction is also very cool.
Okay. And so the way my brain also works is I go, oh, hey, look, it's a move set. Huh, I wonder if this was only made for this one segment and nothing else ever.
Absolutely.
Really? You're
Yep,
not even
100%.
gonna recycle the ability
Completely bespoke. 100%.
That's wild. That's a free crest. Just make it good.
Nope.
What? Oh my god. I immediately clocked that as like, oh, that's gonna be a sick ass crest when I put some damage on that. Wow. Weird. It's weird to do that. Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine, I guess.
Every quest uses the nail. Sorry, the needle. The needle, my mistake.
Well, opportunity lost, I suppose. I mean, shit.
Nah, there's a bunch of crests and they're pretty good.
Because you already did a melee moveset. Just make it do damage and I'm in, you know?
Well, I mean, that's what the beast is for. If you want a punching thing, then you have beast.
I hate that I'm going to say this, but fuck the beast, man.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. It's awful. I hate it.
Anyways, Skong is
that last crest, though.
Okay. Well, I spent all my memory locks, so I'm gonna have to replenish my
so there's 18 that you can get right now.
Yeah.
And then the final crest needs 2.
Okay.
And luckily enough, there's 2 that you can only get after being able to get the final crest.
Oh, okay, good to know. On that note, actually, there's a detail here. I don't care if you spoil it for me.
Go for it. Sorry, chat. Sorry, viewers at home.
What determines when I should go back and visit the first area in the game?
Would you believe it took me like the whole fucking game to figure that out?
Like it's a time waster, and I don't care about not knowing, because if I go back and there's a waste of time, then that sucks. So if you know what it is, okay.
The whole game to figure that out.
What is it? What is it?
2 things. It is number of crests plus lockets used, not owned. Lockets used.
Fuck. Okay. I thought it might have been like owned, and I went back and it was nothing.
No, it is used.
Okay. Yeah. And crests overall.
Yes.
Okay. And
so someone in the chat points it out. I'm not sure if this is accurate, but 6 crests and 15 lockets used will max you out.
Okay. So is the idea basically that once
that's true. I think you need all of it.
So is the idea that essentially like opening up a weapon means it's time to go visit?
If you get a crest and you go visit. If you use some memory locks, go visit.
Okay.
There's a very discrete number of upgrades. There's not that many. You already have 2 of them.
I have 2.
Right. They are both the 2 next ones are along those lines.
Okay.
And then the final upgrade is something very different.
Yeah, because I got that first one got me very excited, and I was like, "Oh, give me that, but not for this." You know?
No, the next one will be that again for that.
Okay. Right.
Which makes it really good.
Yeah, but I don't like that.
Well, then you'll really like the other 2.
Okay. You know, don't.
It's very worth it.
Don't lock me in.
I remember when I unlocked the final upgrade there, and I was like, "Oh, this doesn't say. Oh, it's really worth it a lot."
Okay. Yeah, you know, if I like a crest, or if I don't like a crest, I don't want to think about it, you know, even if there's something crazy on it. Okay,
dude, when you get there, I will just tell me when you're there, and I will just DM you where to get the last crest right away, because you will want it.
After the next 2?
After quote. I will say this in my own quotation. When you are there, tell me, and then I will tell you where to get the last crest right away.
I love that. That's great.
There.
Yes. Okay, man. Video games are fucking awesome when they're not being terrible. That's so cool. That's like where you're like, oh, don't worry about it. When you're there, yeah. Okay, cool. That's good. I like that. That's exciting.
It's just the video game art form's version of I'll make a distraction and then I'll hit you with the signal. What's the signal? Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
You'll know.
Yeah, you'll know. Okay, so yeah, I will continue along that path. Seeing if I'm gonna drill it up for now. Something cool too about like walking backwards, like there's something just fucking sick about that backwards animation.
Scuttle's great.
Scuttle.
Well, it also like really shows off that like Hornet's like a creepy little freak.
Yes, yeah. Don't get it twisted. Don't forget this is a weird little bug creature, you know. Just because they're standing upright and sounding cool. All right, so that's enough about Silk Song. Okay, here's what I'm gonna see if what's the best way to talk around this. I went, me and Punch Mom, we watched Weapons.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about Weapons?
That's the one made by the Whitest Kids You Know writer. And how many hot dogs you eat in one day?
Also the Barbarian, I believe, right? So, yes, this is and I was told to go watch this movie cold with no trailers, no information, no nothing. Just go check it out. And I did. So it's a very spoilable movie. It's going to be a little bit difficult. So I'm going to talk around the major elements here.
Yeah, all I've heard about Weapons is that it would make me vomit horribly, specifically Pat.
True.
And that that you can't talk about it without ruining the movie.
Yeah. There's some horrible targeted violence for you.
Okay.
And so without talking about the content of it, I'll talk about my feelings about what I watched. I felt like it was really well directed. And here's the thing too, is I'm kind of like, there's horror movies that kind of like tickle my fancy, that kind of do things that are a little bit unexpected or so, and then there's stuff that's kind of like, yeah, not really my vibe. There's a lot. I would say that a big part of, you know, me not getting into survival horror genre games and stuff was also me just not getting into like schlock horror too much as a kid as well. You know, it's not my home genre, but I do have an appreciation for like the really good stuff, and especially stuff that like gives you shit that stays with you, that you keep thinking about, you know? So for example, I recently experienced a lot of Junji Ito on Versus Wolves. I've gotten to appreciate some short stories where you're kind of just going like, oh, what about this crazy idea? Is there anything else to the idea? Nah, but what if though? Campfire stories, you know? So this is this is kind of like that. Right, this is a campfire story kind of extrapolated into a film, and it reminds me. So the one thing, yeah, how I feel about it without talking about the content too much is, one, I thought it was really well directed because it's told in an interesting narrative way, which is not typical of horror movies. I feel like it's told in a way that is you kind of piece together moments from seeing different angles of the story, you know. It's non-linear narrative, which is great. I also think there's something that has been happening where the horror movies of like the 70s and 80s, you know, I would say influenced our age, our generation, who are now making films and have been for a long time making films that are like, you know, homaging and or full of all the stuff that, you know, gets the heart race, the heart.
That's a really kind way to say that.
Sure, but
because like for me, it's always been like everybody's trying to remake Aliens, and then the rest of them are trying to remake Lord of the Rings.
I know what you mean. The problem is I don't want to talk a shit about a genre I've only experienced a bit of and that I don't dive deep into, because I can understand the idea that like, hey, Wooly, you might not have experienced enough of this to fully grasp it. So I'm speaking from a distance here, looking down, right? But one thing I've noticed is that horror seems to be filled with a lot of movies that are not self-referential, they're genre referential, where essentially the person making it will be like, I have a really funny punchline of an ending in mind, and I'm going to build an entire story around that.
Absolutely.
That's taking dead serious. You know, The Substance is a great film where I would say like there's a lot to think about and there's a lot going on with it, and then there's a ridiculous like finale when you hit credits on that is like, and here's the reason why we even wanted to make this to begin with, right?
Yeah, this is the scene that the movie started with, and then we tried to figure out a movie that would justify this.
That would justify this scene. Exactly. So this is that again. And I'm watching it going, oh, okay, the whole thing was for this, right? This is all it was. The menu is also a little bit like that, but it has a bit more direct, like, are you a food snob? Then this is targeted at you. But in this case, yeah, what the subject matter of this film is like, it's based around this one idea, right? Now, that was enjoyable, and the direction and that kind of like build up to what you're finally getting to is very fun and solid. There are some problems I had with it as well, and these are just kind of like movie logic issues, you know, of sorts. Have you seen the poster for it by any chance?
For weapons?
Yeah. It's
no, hold on.
I didn't see the trailer, but I saw the poster for it. It's kids.
Okay, well
running.
All right, okay. They're
right.
Naruto running. I see that.
And that's the problem. You can never unsee the kids Naruto running every time there's Naruto running in the movie, of which there is some. There is not a little amount. There is a copious amount of Naruto running. And there's no way you can't see it as anything else, because that's what it is. Into Area 51. And that sucks. That's super goofy, right? The Naruto run is never going to... My brain will not interpret it seriously, even though it is asking me to. And I had a hard time with that, right?
That's really funny, dude. That's really fucking funny.
It's very funny. The other thing is something that I hate and don't enjoy about the genre that bothers me is when things do the opposite of what I feel like. It's like I love Alien. I love how it's, you know, slow and it paces itself out and it uses the darkness and all the stuff like with Jaws, where you're kind of like the threat is off camera in the recesses of your mind and so on, and what you discover, the rules as you go on are kind of confusing. It's perfect, right? The thing as well, where the logic is predominant. I hate a cheap jump scare. It feels, especially when it feels unearned. I hate when it's like the genre of the movie is horror, therefore the neighbor is going to tap the main character on the shoulder and go, "Hey there, neighbor," and go, "Oh my god, if it was any other genre."
You like a creeping threat.
I hate anything that's just like that jump scare for nothing. I love a creeping threat, right? Exactly. And so this does some of those cheap jump scares that I'm just like, that sucks. I hate when you're cheapening this, you know, aspect of how the story's playing out. You don't need to rely on these if what you have is solid enough. It does a couple cheap jump scares, right? That bugs me. I don't like it. Whatever. If some folks are like, I want to throw my popcorn when I go see the movie, I get it. But for me, it's a negative. And then the last and also there's a couple of red herrings that are like, there's a dream red herring of what the threat is and stuff that just doesn't mean anything. That's kind of like a, what if we had a cool concept image shot, but it doesn't actually have any semblance of anything. I don't know. It's, you know, maybe there's a reading of this that someone can interpret that has a better thing, but there's a dream sequence that leads to a really interesting looking Kojima-esque shot, but that Kojima-esque shot, upon revelations of what the whole movie is and what it's about, has nothing to do with anything. It's just kind of like, it was just Kojima going,
put it in. Or maybe there's a hidden inference that you're not grasping.
But it does right now it does feel like Genius Kajumbo, and that's all there was to it, right? And then this is the hard part to let go here. While I really did enjoy it, there's those flaws. The main threat, the antagonistic force, the thing that it is, sucks to me. I hate it. I don't like the pattern, the thing that they picked to make the antagonist. I just didn't find it that compelling, scary, or interesting, or I hated what they picked. And not in a way that's like, oh, I love to hate it. I was like, oh, that was lame.
That this isn't as simple as you go on, I bet I could beat up a 12-year-old.
No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, that would have been...
Well, because I'm just going off the poster. That's all I know,
yeah.
Right?
No, you don't know what the threat is, you know, and the revelation of what it is, to me, was like, oh, that's lame. You know? All
right.
That's all I can really say.
I've had that feeling before, and it's a massive fucking bummer. It's just like,
Yeah, like like I'm trying to think of like I don't know what sort of like if you kind of came across, you know, not the original source material, but like a thing where like a Frankenstein monster was like the threat, and it was really just like a Halloween Frankenstein monster. Like you're like, wait, for real? Like
This
that's not
reminds me,
that's
and this
not.
is going to be a strange poll. This reminds me of when Supernatural crossed over with Scooby Doo.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Yeah, and in Supernatural, the Supernatural guys, the brothers, have to explain to like Fred that like ghosts and demons are real, and Fred completely loses his fucking shit because he's like, "What? We've been chasing after like corrupt businessmen and land developers, and we thought they were ghosts. Are you fucking like, hey, ghosts are real? Are you serious?"
Oh. um, and then I think too that like because of how the aforementioned like lands, and because of that bugged me, I there was a part of the movie that I felt was like a really interesting element is like essentially there's a part of this where because of course it involves kids, and part of this is like how kids that are in horrible situations cope, right? Kids that are in like abusive situations that are
Apparently, they watch a lot of Naruto.
yeah, well, there's a really interesting part about like you can follow up on this element of like how a child learns to cope with a horrible situation they're in, you know? And they could have explored that more, and they didn't pull on that thread enough, you know, and instead you kind of had the Frankenstein problem that I just mentioned, you know?
Well, I'm like legit so brain rotted now. I am like my vocal mannerisms have taken damage from the era that we live in, because as you described accurately using proper language, the way that like abused or traumatized children's cope, my brain was going, haha, cope, shithead.
Copium, you fucking dummy. Yeah.
I'm like, my brain goes to like a bunch of orphans with like a big sign that says cope.
And
Like, oh,
huffing the
fucked.
copium gas.
I'm
Yes.
fucked. I'm massively fucked.
Ruined.
It's bad.
So anyway, all that to say that like, yeah, it unfortunately doesn't like hit like some of those others that I've recently like loved. A lot of the Peel movies, and The Substance I mentioned again, as like you have a subject matter and you pull on the threads, you explore it, and then you have a bombastic, hilarious, oh my god, this is ridiculous finale. And here you kind of lost that in the way you picked a thing and a theme that unfortunately just didn't, you know. But there's a great payoff, but it just, yeah, for all the reasons above, it like I kind of was like, yeah, it's all right, but you know, it doesn't quite land. And I know that for others, people have highly recommended it. And I know some people fucking
I've
loved
seen people
it.
talk up this movie very big.
Yeah, it's just not quite hitting
Very big,
you know, that way. But it is worth seeing for the crazy shit that's going on in it, you know. It is worth seeing, but
so horror movies are an unfortunate genre in that they have the highest threshold for trash. They're the cheapest to make, and they have the widest range of any genre. So they have the horror has the worst trash to quality ratio, right? And a huge, but you're very right. A huge proportion of horror is written backwards. Here's my fucking ending where we burn down the house with Michael Myers in it, or fucking whatever, right? And then they work backwards, right? Which lends to a disastrous reality in the YouTube era, which is like, do I want to see the haunting of Hannah Smith or whatever her fucking name is? No. Do I want to see the cool part at the end where she turns into a monster? Yes.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Do you want to
hold on a second. Let me just
yeah.
Right. Do I care enough to watch Smile? No. Do I want to see what the monster looks like in Smile? Yes.
Exactly, right? Do you want to watch the Winnie the Pooh horror movie? No. But you just want to see the trailer? Yeah. Yeah.
Am I gonna log in and see kill count and see that very happy man go down the kill count? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. In fact, I'm gonna say every one of those, like, hey, this is now in the public domain horror movies are all that. You don't want the movie, you just want the trailer. you know. And the people making it are also putting in that much effort because it was like that Winnie the Pooh mask was apparently like off of fucking Etsy or some shit. Like it was,
Sick.
you know. Yeah. Anyways. So that's how I felt about weapons. There's your little spoiler for your review there. Yes, we will talk about 2XKO in a little bit, but
Later.
Yes, been playing and enjoying.
Which we will now take a break from because it'll be offline for the weekend.
Yeah, apparently starting on the 3rd, I think they're going to go down
Yes.
early to take.
I saw a really fantastic comment on the 2XKO subreddit, which was like, these guys are absolutely out of their mind. Why they keep having maintenance over the weekend and then the game comes back up on like a fucking Tuesday with the actual shit. And like the reason why that is because if you put up the new patch on a Friday and the guys go home for the weekend and it breaks, they have to fucking come in. So they put it out on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday so that if it fucking breaks, they're at work to fix it. That's the reason.
I've done some weekend shift emergency, network testing. Never a good time. Always high stress. But yes, live environment testing is very particular. But anyways, all that aside, yeah, I guess so. Quick announcement. I will be jumping back on stream for a special stream tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Welcome back.
I will be jumping back on stream for a special
Welcome
stream
back
tomorrow.
to the mines, my friend.
Yes, a sponsored stream for Ghost of Yote is going down. So tune in where you'll be able to catch us taking a look at that game over on, twitch.tv/woollyversus.
Wait, is that fucking game out?
Not yet, but it's gonna be.
Is it out tomorrow?
I don't think so, but I think the day after that.
Oh my god, dude, that one completely snuck up on me. That's ridiculous.
It's about to drop.
I can't keep up.
It's about to drop. So, yes, Ghost Day, if you will, exactly. You can catch that. We will be streaming on Twitch and on YouTube.
Oh, you're gonna be multi-streaming.
I will be multi-streaming.
What are you going to be using a multi-stream? I'm curious.
Testing out options right now, actually.
Okay.
There are some good sides and bad sides to the different options.
I will probably hit you up for advice on how that went.
Yep. There's a couple ways that, I'm paring it down to Restream or SE Live, essentially. I hate the fact that it's nice that Restream keeps it simple, but I hate the fact that you can't do the music thing with that. Versus SE Live lets you isolate tracks and send them in different directions, which is really, really useful for the music thing. So I'm probably gonna check that out a little bit more. But yes, there will be other things to announce about the channel in the near future. But for now, here's one of them. We will be multi-streaming, so you can catch that on either channel, Twitch or YouTube, and possibly other locations. Going to figure things out. So that's happening tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tune in for a Ghost of Yote.
That's Eastern time.
Eastern time. Tune in for a Ghost of Yote hashtag sponsored stream. And then after that, it'll be back into the darkness for a little bit, back into the baby mines. But I will return after that with some new discoveries, and I'll let y'all know. Oh yeah, it's got to be clean. It's got to be clean. So we're gonna be PG. Yeah, gonna be an experience where children can watch. Right? Got to be able to let my baby watch that.
Oh, you have to no swears during your Yote sponsored thing.
It's got to be clean.
But what about the fucking game itself?
What about the murder and slashing?
The swears?
Well,
for your rated M video game,
you can't show titties, but you can cover the nipples with blood and guts.
That's true.
So, all right, tune in tomorrow for that. What's up?
not. Usually I would, but I am not streaming tomorrow or the day after. I'll be streaming back on the 4th and 5th because I just did 30 fucking 5 days in a row.
Yeah, you did. Congrats on the
and finish that
subathon.
up. Finishing it up with a Banjo Kazooie death stream, which is that I beat Banjo Kazooie emulated on the N64 on the Switch 2 in a single sitting.
Hey, congratulations on concentrating about 3 years worth of memes and content generation into 30 days. That was incredible.
Yeah, no, I looked at the timer and it was like I did 148 hours in the month, so that was a bit
incredible.
Plus the podcast days, so probably like 160.
You have yielded memes that in such a concentrated form.
Some good memes, good memes, yeah. So thank you to everybody who subscribed, donated, and watched the subathon. Very appreciated. So I played Banjo Kazooie yesterday, and Banjo Kazooie was a game that I always from seen from afar or seen somebody else play from like a fair distance, and basically reacted with like a seething, blind baby's tantrum, which was I hate that fucking shit. That shit's for idiots. That's just for babies. So I felt it was like a very excellent goal to aim for, which it was then hit. And so I went and sat down at noon yesterday, and I finished it around 1-ish in the morning. I feel that if not objective, my subjective opinions definitely maintained. I was absolutely fucking miserable.
Interesting.
For 12 and a half hours.
Okay. And this
one of the worst experiences I have ever had playing a game in my life.
So, and you've also like played the things that have come after, right? The genre that spawned. I have
played the games that Banjo Kazooie inspired and really liked them.
Hat in Time, Ukulele.
I did not play Ukulele.
Okay. I mean, well, you know, I put Donkey Kong 64 on that list, but yeah.
I just played Bonanza, which is fairly well inspired by Banjo Kazooie.
But the original still is stuck in your craw.
Yeah, so there's a couple things that so I had plenty of time to examine my feels on this, right? As to like what was actually making me go so nuts. And like because I became like irritable and shitty and snappy like right away, like within 20 minutes.
The past just coming back full
just
steam.
Immediately just like
what? Is there a memory attached? Is there a locked?
No, it's the audio.
It's
very no. So it's not that, though that's part of it. So Paige, when she has a glass of wine, she wants like a wine that's like sweet but not too sweet. She always describes it as not cloying, just a little sweet, right? Banjo Kazooie is cloyingly, absurdly, whimsically sweet. It is googly eyes on literally every object in the environment.
The rare staple.
Everything is a tuba. Yeah. Everything is a low horn. Every sound effect is a honk. Right, that kind of thing, right? It like Banjo Kazooie sounds like an entire soundtrack made out of the clowns farting in the basement music from Resident Evil Director's Cut.
But that's bad horn music. That's bad tubas. That's like that. This is good tubas and whimsy and vibes.
Horrible.
It's island hopping fun and climbing.
It like the way that I described it was like the constant use of like the boom 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 horns felt like the game was like mocking me for playing it. Like that was the emotional content that I got off of that. And on top of that,
yeah, okay.
On top of that, first of all, let's actually address that because people were like, Pat just hates whimsy. Pat just hates fun things. But I'm a silly person in general. Silly, whimsical freak dog with busted legs that I go and kiss all over all the time, right? My issue is not whimsy. Also, I fucking love I love Hat in Time.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
I
mhm.
really enjoy a lot of like the tonality of like Kingdom Hearts. And so like I focused on that when I said Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, why does Goofy not activate me, but Banjo and Tooie do? Right? Sorry, Banjo and Kazooie do.
Mhm.
Right? Like, cause Goofy and like Gore Swirl and like all that shit,
Yeah.
like it's absolutely extremely similar, right? Someone in the chat's telling me that I hate Kingdom Hearts. They're an idiot. They don't know what they're talking about. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are fantastic.
It's the music.
It's the soundscape. So I don't think the
Interesting.
music is good at all. I think there's like one or two good tracks in the spooky level in the middle of the game, the the Ghost Mansion, the one that looks like Luigi's Mansion,
Okay.
right?
I mean, Grant Kirkhope, rare. Yeah. Okay. 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 Okay.
Okay. I think the music is awful. I think the low tuba like constant fart music
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
sounds like garbage. But that's fine. It's the soundscape. It's that every single movement, footstep, item, character, musical element, everything is constantly making clown noises. The game is so loud all the time, and every single one of those noises is personally like annoying to me. So like the move where I forget what it's called, something trot, but the move where like a Kazooie puts her feet down and
Mhm.
you run around
Yeah.
and you're way faster as Kazooie.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Every single footstep is like a clown shoe,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
every footstep was like, it's fucking so annoying. So like
Okay.
the whole
Okay.
game,
Okay.
every sound effect in the game made me like wince with annoyance,
Okay. So
which is like there's no getting better. I
no.
actually just started to get more tired. So I would actually just like I started out like screaming, crashing out over how like overstimulated and infuriated I was at like
Interesting.
once a level. And
Okay.
then at a certain point I just got too tired. It's like the clown equivalent of like a guy eating 1 inch from your ear with an open mouth. Just
Okay.
constant,
Okay.
constant, constant.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like constant. It never stops.
So I guess so. This is interesting because the soundscape you're describing just did not annoy me at all. And there are other games with a very strong soundscape, as you described, that I part of the reason why I love those games is because of them, right? Yoshi games and Kirby games, I also love because of exactly that. There's a sound to everything that is very cozy and enjoyable. But I've
So I agree with you,
experienced.
by the way, on
Okay.
that. Like I love
Mhm.
Kirby music. I think Kirby music is fantastic. And I'm also playing Lisa, which also has farting clown music. But the farting clown music is built into a track for a random battle, and then after the random battle goes back to ambient fucking desert
Yeah, yeah,
calm music.
it is. I again, like I said, this specific instance doesn't bother me, but I can't think of a time where a soundscape, so to speak, annoyed me like aggressively. I remember specifically here's the pull, fucking Mignon Bert from
Okay.
King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2 is a character who every footstep she
I remember
takes has a boop, 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 boop kind of sound effect to it, like a little, whatever, cartoony, like little whimsical.
No, you know what it is? You know when you're fighting Aegis in English in Persona 4 Arena,
My
and
armor.
every single time you hit Aegis, she goes, "My armor." Right? Now imagine that sound clip made you like really, really, really annoyed. And that was every sound effect in the entire game.
So but you see, my armor didn't bother me. I thought it was silly, but I thought it was just like a goofy dub where in Japanese we don't speak it, therefore it just sounds kind of normal, or you can dismiss it if you hear someone go like, you know, or whatever. But in the case of Mignon Bert, every step she took on the ground while you fought against her or played as her was annoying to me. I could not stand her entire thing.
Like I can't stand fighting Athena in King of Fighters.
Psycho Ball, Psycho shit.
And like every 2 fucking seconds, it's so annoying.
Yes, exactly. So I can get there. Mm-hmm.
So that's part one, right? So like people have, I've been talking about this for, I was talking about this a lot yesterday, but people mention like the type of boop 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 sound effects that like people in Okami used to speak is like annoying to them, so they turn those sound effects down.
Oh yeah,
or
yeah,
there's like a wide variety of things, right? But usually,
which is how Banjo Kazooie
like,
characters talk, by the way.
Yeah, it's usually not like every single part of the game's entire soundtrack.
Okay.
So that explains why I like every time I would see Banjo Kazooie, I would just get mad.
Okay.
Every time I would see Banjo Kazooie, I would therefore hear Banjo Kazooie, and I would have like an internal emotional reaction that is like, that's the thing that makes me feel really bad inside. It's actually fairly similar. I have to date never met a single person that understands what I'm talking about when I talk about Frank Sinatra. Now, I don't even want to get into this. Mm-hmm. We're not going to get into it. But the point is that every time I hear Frank Sinatra, I start to become like irrationally upset because I start to get like anxiety and tension, and it makes me want to fight someone. Like it's immediate. It's like I'm hearing like a fucking brown note. It's nuts. And it's not the songs, right? It's like, because I'll listen to like covers of Fly Me to the Moon or Send in the Clowns or whatever. It's literally just his voice. And then I've seen him in his speaking voice, and his speaking voice also does that to me.
Yeah.
Like something about like the cadence or timbre or something in his fucking voice. It makes me go nuts.
Okay. I will meet you there. I will see where you are, and I will meet you there, because while I think that's crazy, because I think Frank Sinatra's totally fine, although crooning is not, there's a crooning in general can be a lower effort way of singing or whatever. It's not about that. I feel the exact same way about Bob Dylan. I think Bob Dylan is a terrible vocalist who is popular for no fucking reason, and every time I hear his voice, it drives me crazy. It sucks. I hate everything about Bob Dylan. He's the worst, and he makes me irrationally upset, especially because of how big it is. Like, it's fucking crazy how bad he is at singing, but it doesn't matter. There's a giant career behind it regardless. Really? All of it for years?
So that's like the start of it, right?
As a whole career? Fuck off.
So that's the start of Banjo, which is like, this is a really difficult thing to move past, because it's like the whole soundscape. There's a level, I'm gonna have to look it up. There's a level in the middle of the game, Banjo Kazooie Mansion level. There's a level in the middle of the game. It's called Mad Monster Mansion.
Okay.
Right? Mad Monster Mansion was a very strange situation, because I loaded into Mad Monster Mansion, which is, by the way, Hat in Time like takes a lot from Mad Monster Mansion. Like that whole spooky area in Hat in Time is basically Mad Monster Mansion from Banjo Kazooie.
Okay.
So I came into there and I immediately was like, wow, this music is really good. And this level is really good. And when I was playing Mad Monster Mansion, I was like, wow, this game's really excellent for this one level only. And it turns out it's the only level in the game that doesn't have the horns that they use on that sound font.
Because they changed it for the theme.
And it's all spooky Luigi's Mansion style music.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, oh my God. It's like, I'm literally being fucking triggered by the sound font in this fucking game.
Did you ever play Star Fox Adventures at all?
I did not.
No, okay. Because that's another game that like kind of hits into this, like it has this kind of whimsy and all this stuff that we're talking about thematically going on with it, but because it's based on Star Fox, there's Star Foxy sounds and music and whatever in the middle of your goofy characters and world and so on. But if they just picked a different like sound font or like MIDI set or whatever the case is.
When I heard Banjo Kazooie's music in Smash Brothers, I was like, oh, that seems like a good track.
Huh. Interesting.
And so
and the platforming and level and gameplay, none of that.
No, we're gonna get to the rest of it. So
Yeah.
also I've described myself as somebody who's really specific about how I want my characters to control. I like my characters to. So me and Paige played Resident Evil 2 Classic the night before. Both games came out in 1998. Both games have terrible controls. The difference is I love one and hate the other. And the reason why that is because Resident Evil controls insanely stiff, but it always does what you tell it. Yes. Banjo Kazooie controls super loose and has momentum on it and does not always do what you tell it. All your motions have wide swings. All your running has like inertia coming to a stop. Everything's really slippery. I hate slippery controls.
Okay.
I fucking hate it. I kept saying this bear's so fucking loose the whole time. Like,
okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. The platforming requires precision, and getting the hang of 3D platforming back then, especially, that was a whole new world. And there are moments like that.
So you're totally right. And I was like, oh, this must have come out before Mario 64. Then I was like, no, it couldn't have. That was a launch game. It came out 2 years later.
Yeah.
Then what's your excuse? Because Mario 64 controls like a dream.
Well, I mean, that's Nintendo's full power.
Right. And then I'm like, oh, it's because Mario 64 controls tight and Banjo controls loose. Right. Like, and that's like not aesthetic, but that's like personal preference. Like some people like looser controls, but like slippier, floatier controls. But I hate that. I want my jumps to be short and tight and have like really well-defined momentum. Banjo is floaty as shit. And
the thing is like 3D platforming, like also, again, there was a lot of weird, we don't know exactly how to do this. We're still figuring it out, games that came out around or before Mario 64. I don't know how you feel about it, but like I think Mega Man Legends is a incredible standout example of like, this is a baffling game to feel on the controller. I love everything about it, and you get used to it, and
I
you get used to it, but it's not good. Right? Running like using the shoulders to run around corners and turning in this weird way.
It's built to accommodate the controls they gave it, so it's never a problem, but it is weird.
But the game needs to be played on a grid. Right.
So like the people were asking me like, what platformers am I used to? That this is what I'm comparing them to. I'm used to 2D platformers, but I'm also used to like my nearest analogs are like Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and Crash Bandicoot, which all have like super tight, non-momentum, no inertia controls. And like so for fucking like for Banjo Kazooie, every level in the game felt like an ice level.
Yeah. Okay. I totally understand.
And then I got to the ice level, and then I felt like I was playing with like latency.
Right.
But all of that pales in comparison to the thing that actually like made me super upset the most. And people are going to immediately go, well, they changed that in the rare replay version. I don't want to hear that from you unless you played the rare replay version first, because the version that everyone I've ever spoken to who's played Banjo Kazooie played the N64 version first. It's a collectathon game. In order to beat it, you need to get 94 of 100 jiggies, which are the equivalent of stars or moons. And you need to get 810 of 900 notes.
No.
Requiring 95% completion to beat your game is fucking nuts. That's fucking crazy. And this really surfaced itself because I'm like, oh, I'm going to beat the whole game in one sitting. Yeah. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck? I basically need to 100% the fucking game to do it. That's insane.
There's no
way worse than that. Way worse than that is that notes are the equivalent of coins in Mario. There's 100 notes per stage. They're all over the place, and you need 810 of 900 to access the final area, right? So what is that, like 89%? It's fucking 810 divided by 900 is equal to 90%. You need 90% of all the notes in the game, right? So you run around the stage and you collect the notes. And if you die, it uncollects every note in the stage and says, that was your note score for this attempt. Try it again. And if you leave the stage, it uncollects every note the next time you go in and you lose them.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely insane. It is like I played through those levels and I'm like, I don't see, like, Rusty Bucket Bay is pretty tough, but it doesn't seem as absurd as I heard until I realized that you have to get all the jiggies in like a certain order so that you can get all the hard parts of the stage out of the way first, because you have to get 90% of the notes in every stage to beat the game. But if you died at any point, it will fucking fucking get your fucking notes for.
No,
it's unbelievable.
No, there's no excusing the Boffum dads and Collectathon type shit. That just sucks. Yeah. I can't even mount a defense on that one. You know, strong memories and nostalgia aside,
like
the
I was
bars you have to
using
clear can get really annoying.
the Switch 2, and I was
fair.
just rewinding like fucking crazy, because so I technically beat Banjo Kazooie with no deaths.
Okay.
By technicality. Because it's like this is a really like a combination of like floaty controls and lose your progress on every single fucking death feels more vindictive and sadistic than like most of the Super Nintendo and Genesis games that I played.
See, while I understand the perspective of just fucking do it though, that's what it is, too bad. The thing with,
but I also don't enjoy doing it.
That's my point. That's my point. My thing is collecting shit in a really uninteresting way sucks in games, and I hate it. Therefore, I'm not gonna be like, nah, that's just how it was here, when I think it's lame to go collect shit meaninglessly, right? There's I totally get it. Like, I get it.
I got through the game. I got every single jiggy in the game up until the last level, and I walked into the last level needing like 15 notes, right? Because I just got everything everywhere. And I went in and I'm like, wow, this last level, I will say, it's called Click Clock Forest, is mechanically interesting, is thematically awesome, is absolutely fascinating. It is absolutely nuts, because in a game with 9 levels, the 9th level is actually 4 levels, and still has the rule of if you die at any point, your fucking note shit starts over. There is one level in the game that is a full 50% of the game and asks that you do the entire fucking thing without dying in one try.
Shout outs to Wily's Castle.
It is absolutely fucking miserable. It is way harder than Silk Song. Like, way harder. And my reward for that was a fake out credit sequence that lasted 8.5 minutes as a joke. And I was like, what? Why? Like, way longer than it would be funny. And then a real credit sequence that lasted like 10 minutes and was miserable because it wasn't even credits. It was actually just a name of every NPC in the game. And then I was told by the Ekim Bokum guy, hey, dumb shit, you didn't get 100 chiggies? No secret preview of the next game for you.
Yeah.
To which I then was informed that the secret preview of the next game was a cut feature that never made it into the next game. So it's actually just bullshit.
Oh my god, what was the thing?
It was supposed to be a cart swapping gimmick.
Okay, that's ringing a bell about something that was previewed and then never existed. Yeah.
There's also visible cut content and secret items through walls you can't get to.
Man. So I think you're looking, this is a game that was right on the transition from, the 4th generation, where like longevity and gameplay replayability was just based surely on brute force and difficulty, an old Mega Man game, like I said, and newer games where it's like, okay, you got there, you see your ending, yeah, you're fine, here's extras if you want to go collect these stars, but you don't have to.
Like when we started, the stream page was with me, and she kept saying that like it filled her heart with whimsy as a child. And I'm like, are you guys? And like a lot of people in chat were saying that, and I just kept asking over and over and over, is that code for turned you into a furry? and I just kept getting like increasingly evasive answers.
I think realistically, a lot of folks are kind of just probably going like, yeah, I didn't actually beat it as a kid. I just played a bunch of this Nintendo platformer with a fun bear and bird and did some cool stuff, and it was a fun little rare adventure game. But you know,
hey,
whoa,
hey, put those back, please. Hey,
oh, is that an attack?
That's an attack. That was an attempt to scare me.
Oh, the light just went out.
But I'm focusing up. I'm focusing up on Banjo.
He's locking in. All right. Yeah.
Please, wife, put that back. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I think it
Thank
was.
you, darling. I love you.
I think it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, you know, we just got some good N64 memories from one of those games, and you know, the actual did you get through all of this and collect it all, and looking at it with the modern lens, I'm sure there's flaws there, especially not even 2E. You're talking about the first game, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to be objective here, right? I really want to be objective. Like, does the game looks gorgeous? Like for its era, like it looks fantastic, and the levels are huge and super vibrant, and the character models are really detailed. I think having a game that's a collectathon that has a draw distance of like 15 character length, so that you can't see fucking jiggies from far away, is absolutely nuts. I don't know what the solution to that was, but I think they shouldn't have done that. That seems fucking crazy, because there are some jiggies that are just like right there in plain view, but I can't fucking see them because I'm not close enough. That sucks. That sucks.
So, another thing, because what you're saying here is true. Another thing that I think, if I'm being real and I'm examining the mirror inside, I think you're also kind of hearing lingering residue of the N64 Defense Force kid inside of me, where it was like I was also out there defending Jet Force Gemini. you know,
it's funny, there are people in my chat who really like Banjo Kazooie that were like, by the way, every complaint you have with Banjo is like times a million in Jet Force, and they went way too far.
Yeah, and like there was a time when like defending this N64 game and this catalog was part of your identity against Sega PlayStation kids, you know, and like I was absolutely on that side, being like, yeah, well, you'll never play GoldenEye, so too fucking bad, you know.
But you always play GoldenEye because you'd play multiplayer at your friend's house. That's
well, exactly, right, and so on and so.
That's how it always ended up working out.
But there's that lingering bit inside of defensiveness of just like, no, it's cool, shut up though, right? That's still a little bit there with these some of these weird Buck Bumble ass N64 adventures, you know.
I think the whole exercise is actually really, really insanely confusing. And it really boils down to a lot about like like my own personal nitpicks and how strongly I feel about them, because I got to the 6th level of the game and was like, wow, this level rules. Yeah, I'm having a great time. This music's great. And then as soon as I left that level, back to like abject, anxious misery for 5 more hours.
Because this is, yeah, I mean, like, there's just some stuff, like, if you came after Winback, I'd have to come up, I'd step up and have to fight you, you know? Like, it's one of those things. There's some shit that lands there. But at the same time, I'm thinking of my friend who would actually take a swing at you if you talked shit about Siphon Filter.
Yeah, no, people used to be insane.
And I'm like,
absolutely insane.
Like, fucking, like, what's the deal with you and Siphon Filter? And it's just like, it's the
Siphon
best.
Filter's pretty good.
Okay, well, like, I don't know or care. I don't know. I've never played it. I don't know. But
Siphon Filter's pretty good, but I don't think it's good enough to start a fucking fight over.
I mean, swinging at you, you know.
Gabe Logan is all right.
Don't talk shit about Siphon Filter. That's how he said it. He said Siphon Filter. Damn.
But yeah, no, I beat it. And I was informed that Banjo Tooie does not do that weird shit with losing notes on death. And that they give you a ledge grab in Banjo Tooie, because there's like a million platforms in Banjo Kazooie that like you can just barely hit, but no, it's not good enough. And I'm like, wow, that sounds way better. That sounds like they are aware of the problems that Tiny Pat would have had much back in the past. But apparently Tooie has like other problems with like being too big and stuff like that.
It is weird that like these games came before Donkey Kong 64, which, you know, was its own slate of issues. But overall, the genre of rare-esque platformer, you know, is a cool one that, like, that's why, yeah, like games like Ukulele and Hat in Time came, and people still harken back to that, and the era of just putting a bunch of goofy eyes, googly eyes on random objects, you know.
It like,
it's a vibe.
I guess. Oh my God! Stop. Oh. My chat's been infected with the word ass womb, and like people just every time I see it, I'm like, ugh.
Is that like a bussy? Like,
yeah, it's like a pussy,
okay,
but it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the womb.
Okay.
Anyway, so now I've infected all of you. I feel like this is gonna. I know food analogies are the worst, but so I live with somebody, my darling wife, who loves pickles. Like she would eat a whole jar of pickles and drink brine, right? She loves pickles, right? If I were to have to eat a pickle, I would throw up on the floor. Like, I think they're the most disgusting thing in the world. And I live in a world in which people were like, dude, I can't, I'm so happy I could cry that jar of pickles got into Smash Bros. And I'm just like, I couldn't get it. And then my solution to that was I will spend an entire day eating pickles. And I came away going, wow, I hate pickles more than I ever could have imagined.
With modern
I gained
context.
no understanding at all. I only felt more strongly about my original feelings.
Was Paige super into, like, did she grow up with like Polish delis or like smoked meat places around?
Nah. No, smoked meat's unique to Montreal, man.
Okay, because mustard and pickles are like a feature.
She just likes salt, man.
Vinegary flavor, yeah. But
she's just crazy for salt.
But you get a pickle and you get a whole lot of mustard with like a smoked meat sandwich. I'm just like, oh, is that like a part of, you know? Anyway, all right. Yeah, it is that. I think, you know, I think the fact that you were able to pare it down to this soundscape just grates at you that's a particular accurate flavor.
And like, there's no escape because people like turn the sound off. I'm, I'm not gonna fucking turn this fucking sound off on a 12.5-hour LP. You know, like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Oh, Paige says she grew up with an incredible deli nearby.
There you go.
There you go. Smother that shit in mustard is the direct quote. It's like it's one of those things. Oh man, so a lot of people's personalities are very different, obviously, right? We're all different people, we all have different places. I'm the type of person that I used to be really, really picky about everything, right? I was extremely picky about food, it's all that stuff, but then it turned out it's like I wasn't exposed to enough food, right? So now I have a much broader palate, right? But there are things that I can look at and go, food or film or music or whatever, and I can see it from a really far distance away and go, yeah, I don't think I would like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you get into that situation where your friends or your loved ones are like, oh, you should try it. And what do? You try it and you're like, man, I was fucking super right. I don't like that. No, you got to get used to it. Okay. Oh, wow, I hate this now so much that I resent you for asking me to keep trying it.
Yeah. I as you know, I love the new experience. I love the novel. I'll always be willing to adventure on the menu. Just to know and mark it down and go, I know how I feel about this, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like reasons like that I've like hated a game where I'm like, just something that's just intrinsic and inescapable. That is,
there's only one person I know in my whole life that has anything close to it, and it is actually my wife, Peach Saliva. Super Giant games, being Bastion and Hades specifically, something about those soundtracks make her unable to think.
Whoa.
If I play Hades with the sound on, she's like, I literally can't even think, you have to turn it off.
Because she's enjoying the music?
No. It scrambles her thoughts like a neuralizer.
Whoa. Even with the vocals and stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, interesting. I wonder why.
It's like you ever see people like when you speak when you speak their own words back to them as soon as they say them, and how it just turns your fucking head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then we were talking about Banjo, and she's like, I love that music so much. I'm like, is that the music that's playing in your head day to day? And she's like, absolutely. That's the soundtrack of my wife's life, is something similar to the Banjo Kazooie soundtrack. And it makes sense, because then I watched her fall down and have like a bunch of batteries fall everywhere.
What? Okay. When I think of Banjo music, my brain starts playing a track, but it's actually playing Goron music. It's actually playing like the, which is really like one step over, you know, running around in the Goron village. But yeah, okay.
But yeah, so that was my experience with Banjo Kazooie. I'm definitely not putting Banjo Tooie on any goal ever. No, I'm not doing that shit. No way, no thanks. Also, I will say, dude, aside from all of that, I think googly eyes on every asset you could make as an item or enemy is shit. I think it's fucking boring and lame and stupid. But I will give ukuleles googly eyes that attach to things and make them come alive enemy a fucking thumbs up, because that's really funny.
Yeah, you know, at the time it was fine. It was cool.
No, I disagree, because I would have said the same thing at the time. I just wouldn't have been as eloquent about it because I was a child.
You ever did you see that little meme or whatever of like someone playing Mario 64 and they're just walking in the first area into the castle in a straight line and then across the bridge, and it just goes, this game sucks. And then the next one is someone jumping, flipping, landing on the corner of the bridge, flipping, and then running into the main door. And it's like, this game fucking rules. Yeah, like I'm just reminded of that with some of these old games where like part of it is just running in circles with the bird and going, and just there's a little bit of like playing in the sandbox.
Wow, I'm a happy, funny bird and bear. Woo!
Basically.
And like instead, like Paige came into the office to bring me some food, and she opens the door and hears me going, I could put a gun in Banjo's mouth and kill him and feel nothing. Also, hey, for real though, like this is the most biased shit ever. Banjo can suck a shit. Kazooie gets everything done in that game.
Kazooie's great.
Kazooie, like that game should be, instead of being Banjo Kazooie, it should be Banjo's fucking dead, play as Kazooie.
Yeah, Pinky in the Brain, you know.
It's not even close. It's fucking crazy how not even close.
Kazooie's great. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Kazooie's all right. Also, the game over where Gruntilda gets super hot. That should have been the ending of the game.
Right.
Like you shouldn't make a game in which the game over is like aggressively superior to the real ending.
God. I feel like I've seen that a million times at the McDonald's Play Place kiosk as well. Because that was one of those games I didn't have as a kid too, so I'd play it like there or on rental or you know, at other people's houses. All right, fair enough. What else?
There's a weird amount of quests where you shit in someone's mouth in that game. Like weird.
You just
like, because when you fire the eggs backward, you make a big fart noise, and he goes,
I mean, you know, every Yoshi game is really scatological if you want to put it in that terminology, you know, then
I don't know. It's weird.
You're just...
Hey, I got to take a quick break, but when we get back, I have better things to talk about.
BRB? Actually, but then after that, worse.
Much worse.
Quick word from our sponsors.
Oh my God, that was such a fast comeback. Oh my God. I wasn't ready. Okay, I love sponsors.
You better get fucking ready for this. Cha-ching.
I'm so tired.
Get ready for
I'm
this.
So tired, bro.
Yeah. Folks, this week the podcast is sponsored by Shopify. And cha-ching. That's the sound of a sale that you make when you're using Shopify. Because that's the best way to get your online business started. That's the best way to get your sales and to figure out how to make a thing that you want to sell to people on the internet. Shopify has your back. They've got you covered. It was very simple, in the process of figuring out how to get t-shirts out to y'all back in the day when we were just doing a podcast and recording YouTube content. Getting online and trying to ship things internationally has a lot of steps to it that are very confusing. Figuring out how to integrate that into your channel, into your website, into your different social media platforms is also got a lot to it. Shopify is ready to help you behind the scenes with all of that. They can help you with a design studio to set up. You got a ton of templates to choose from so that you can make an online store to match your brand style. You can get an award-winning support team. You can get your world-class expertise in managing inventory as well. If you got to figure out how to internationally ship something and process a return or more, Shopify has you covered. Basically, the old days of setting up a mom and pop shop and sitting behind a little desk with a jar were it used to be a lot simpler.
I mean, you can still do that, but it's very different.
It is. And if somebody on the other side of the planet wants to order something from you or wants to exchange something, you need to be able to handle that. So Shopify is the perfect place to set that all up. Turn your big business idea into money with your Shopify store. You can sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/superbeast. One more time, that's shopify.com/superbeast. shopify.com/superbeast. Thank you, Shopify.
Thanks, Shopify.
And the podcast this week is sponsored by Factor.
Hey, Factor.
It is officially back to school season. It is back to the routine, shorter days.
I went to my local convenience store, and there was a line of kids right out the door being forced to wait.
Oh man, I heard them.
That time of year.
I can hear them outside. I can hear them. And they're just like, yep, that's about right. So with that routine, with that shorter day, finding time to cook, brutal. Finding the ability to eat healthy, brutal. Finding the ability to stay on top of any goals you might have. It's just, it feels like it takes a backseat, and that sucks. But Factor can get you chef prepared, dietitian approved meals so you can stay on track and you can actually enjoy it because it tastes great and it takes very little time to prepare. And they can have it shipped right to your door. So you're getting a wide variety of meals options to pick from, including premium seafood choices, salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. You can find your wellness goals easier to support with a lot of diet options as well. If you're going for protein, good for you fats, Mediterranean options, GLP-1 friendly meals as well. Those are all available. And there's global flavors as well, Asian inspired meals, bold flavors from China, Thailand, and more. So for better nutrition, 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. So that's it. Take care of yourself by getting in there with one of these delicious and easy to prepare meals. In particular, I am fond of just not having to waste too much time preparing my meals after I finish like a long recording, like a day like today. It's nice to just be able to just take care of that nice and easy. So yeah, eat smart at factormeals.com/castle50off. And if you use the code CASTLE50OFF, you'll get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code CASTLE50OFF at factormeals.com, and you're going to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for a new Factor customer with the code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Thank you, Factor.
Thanks, Factor.
All right. And over here, we are also this week sponsored by Rocket Money. And that is the extremely useful app that you can get to help you manage your finances, keep track of unwanted subscriptions, and help you unsubscribe from confusing services.
You can't always rely on this podcast to let you know what subscription services have wildly increased in price.
That's it.
Sometimes they do it and you don't even notice.
I mean, look, we try to let you know out there. You know, we try to keep an eye on things, but quite frankly, can't always do it. It's gotten pretty busy. It's gotten hard out there. Not to mention, there are tons of services that you sign up for and forget about very quickly, very easily. You know, there are things where you want to try it for a second, and then a month later, you're like, ah, crap, I'm auto-renewed. I didn't even notice that happened. You're trying to get your budget in order. You're trying to get your money under control, and it sucks when that sneaks up on you and you're getting these auto-charged things. Not to mention, of course, when you go to unsubscribe sometimes, it makes you jump through hoops. Go to a website to get an email, to sign up for a time-limited thing in an app with a button with a thing, and because it gets very confusing and difficult. So Rocket Money can help you unsubscribe from any confusing to unsubscribe from services. It can help you keep track of the services that you are subscribed to. And if the price goes up, you can get an alert about that as well. It can be very stressful to manage all that these days, and cutting costs can feel overwhelming, but this can help you, relieve some of that stress and keep your finances in check. So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that'll help you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. It'll monitor spending and help you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. 5 million members of Rocket Money have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, with members saving up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. So that's pretty handy. You can cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Download the Rocket Money app and enter the show name Castle Super Beast in the survey so they know we sent you. Don't wait. Download the Rocket Money app today and tell them you heard about them from our show. I was quite impressed with how quickly I was able to pop that in on PayPal, see it go like, oh yeah, do you remember signing up for this? And I was like, I don't know what that is. That thing changed names on me. Like,
yeah, I literally can't even recognize the title.
The name of the company changed. That's crazy, right? And so I was able to just point that out and take care of it. So thank you, Rocket Money. All right. So, better things.
So, me and Paige played Resident Evil 2 the other day, the classic 1998 horror game, with the twist that Paige was playing it with the controller in her hand, and I was using this blindfold I got off of Amazon, which I only realized was a sex blindfold when it arrived in the mail.
I was about to say, I was like, okay, you're over explaining where you got the blindfold a lot right now. Why are you?
Because I saw that the blindfold had like a nose. I'm like, oh, that seems really convenient. I should get that one. The moment
you held up that satin blindfold, I was like, oh, this convenient blindfold, huh?
Oh, dude. Oh, man. Oh, I felt really stupid.
Well, all right.
On top of that, I had never even not put it on here, so I didn't see how strongly it reflected light off the fucking.
Yeah. Oh, that's a soft, satiny material.
Well, it was very nice. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So that over explanation aside.
Anyway, we played that. That was a fascinating trip down nostalgia.
Hey, I heard you fucking crushed it and created some great content there.
So the idea was, by the way, Kaiser Mario, a guy in my chat, was the one who said it like 2 months ago. I was like, man, I've always wanted to see a stream where Pat tries to guide Paige through RE2 blindfolded. And I'm like, oh, that's such a better idea than I would have ever come up with. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. So I immediately started putting it into a plan future down the road. I used to say that I was totally obsessed with Resident Evil 2 and I would play it in my head whenever I got bored. And people would usually interpret that to reliving memories of playing the game or, you know, thinking back to various things. But when Paige was behind the controls and trying to learn down tank controls, and RE2 throws you into a room with enemies when you hit start, right? I'm like, okay, pause the game. All right, first of all, your handgun has 13 bullets. What you're going to do is you're going to run forward, but there's going to be two guys directly in front of you. So what you're going to want to do is turn to the right 90 degrees, run up onto the sidewalk, turn left to the 90 degrees, run forward, then run past the newspaper stand. Then you're going to take a left, then you're going to go down. When you go down left on the corridor, there's going to be a guy hugging the left side of the wall. That's Claire's left.
Go.
But then there's going to be a guy hugging the right side of the wall on Claire's right. So you're going to want to do a little S until you hit the thing. That kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
And so like, so the reason why this works particularly well of blind leading the blind is that Paige, even with her glasses, does not have particularly good eyesight. Right. So we would run into scenarios which were I could hear the room she was in and ballpark her position. Like in particular, there was like a moment when she's like on the second floor of like the RPD in the big lobby and she goes up a ladder and I go, all you have to do is not go through the double doors. And then I hear her run and I go, are you standing in front of the fucking double doors right now? And she's like, no. And then I hear her character turn around and run another way. And I'm like, yeah.
We talked about this.
Down to remembering door colors, item amounts, item placements, etc. And the back and forth between somebody who is not used to tank controls, right? But essentially has like a really strong blind strategy guide. In particular, there was a moment though that I got a puzzle solution wrong from my memory, and then as soon as that happened, I just went fuck and totally froze because it was a visual puzzle solution, and I just went, well, time for you to fucking figure it out on your own, I guess, because I don't remember. I got it wrong. Whoops.
Damn. Okay. So I remember years ago we talked about this. It either might have been on Friendcast or like years before when we were in person, but. I remember, you talking about playing RE in your head and like just like running through it.
Like I will leave. I'll go
while at work, right? Like
I'm gonna start working on the fucking under 2 hour speedrun record. Come on, and let's go.
And I remember because I was like, the version of that I think of is like I lab in my head. You know, when there's a particular game that has like a lot of interactions and there's different potential routes, I run through potential things in my head for like
that's tough because you're having to mentally track like character weight and combo decay.
So no, not so much. So I did this recently, right? So I was brain labbing 2XKO a little bit, where in the corner I'm like, okay, at the end of this combo I can do a knock to the ground, call it an assist that relaunches, and then I can end with another super, or I can go for a reset, and if they tech forward, they escape, but if they tech backwards, I can jump and air throw them. And, and I was kind of going like, okay, but what if they hold down and they never tech? And so I'm just thinking, you kind of go through these like, what if I do this? Could this work? Could that work? And so, and sometimes me and Reggie would just sit in the airport and go like, oh, what about that? And then you go back home and then you try out these things. You go like question, and then you go try and see if it actually works, right? But running through the full RE experience, like, is this the game that you have this down the most with?
Yeah, no, this is the one.
Okay.
This is the one. And since we hit our sub goals, the other game that we're going to be doing this with is Shadow of the Colossus after we're done with Resident Evil 2.
Ooh. Okay.
A game that, hold on. So RE2 is a game that I know fantastically well.
Yeah.
But more than that, Shadow of the Colossus is the other side of the coin. Paige has never, I can't believe this, she has never seen Shadow of the Colossus.
Wow. Okay. That would have
not even hold on, to the point where when I said, I was like, oh, I'll I got to think about the Colossi before we do that. She looked at me and for real, what? There's more than one? And I'm like, okay, no, this is the level. This is the level of like, Right.
That's incredibly surprising because Paige, like just through osmosis, this game had a big impact on the industry.
Yeah, but if you passed that era, it just went into the classics era.
That's interesting.
So that one is a game I know pretty well.
Yeah.
But it's somebody who doesn't know.
And you know
nothing.
what? But that's okay because it's also a game that like it's
made for humans.
Yes, and there's the challenge is you know not getting there. It's solving it, right?
Wooly, look me in my eye. Look right at the camera. The problem will be getting there. Okay, that will be the problem.
There's a button.
Wooly.
There's a button that tells you how to get there.
Wooly. Have you like had to meet Paige somewhere? Okay. And you see her walk into a new space, like look around.
There's no
like,
map.
Enthusiastic, happy, but lost.
Okay. Interesting.
That'll be interesting. So that was fun. We're gonna continue to do that. I had some predictions. Oh hey, come on. Don't turn the lights out on me.
You know what? This is all right. I appreciate this new form of warfare.
So that was a sub goal. We actually had to have Paige stop fucking with the lights because I almost pissed my pants playing Alan Wake. I was playing Alan Wake at like 12:30 at night, streaming it in a spooky, scary area, and she did that to me a couple times. I legit almost pissed my pants.
Oh my god!
And I was like, we need to put a stop on this. I'm gonna die of a heart attack. But one of the subathon goals was release her from her torment. She is back to fucking with the lights again. I feel stronger about it now. So that's good.
That's powerful. I like that.
But it was one of those things where it's like, I know RE2 fairly well, and I know people interacting with tank controls fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the hardest room in the game is going to be the first 30 seconds. Like because RE2 drops you into a room with enemies and says, learn tank controls.
Mm-hmm.
I was correct. The first like 10 minutes of the game took us 2 hours. The remaining stream was a brisk, clean pace.
How do you think this would go with Silent Hill 2?
Bad. Really bad.
Right. Getting lost.
Really bad.
Getting lost is part of that game.
So no, not just that. Silent Hill has a huge amount of space. Resident Evil 1, 2, 3 have really small areas. Like the pre-rendered background actually obfuscates how small the areas in those games are.
Okay.
They're hallways.
Okay.
They're L-shaped hallways or a square or a T room. Like they are really fucking small. And as a result, you can go like, oh, I know where it is. But also Silent Hill has a map. So
it does. But I'm also thinking of the like Resident Evil being indoors and versus like the outdoor parts of Silent Hill where you're just like, where the fuck am I going?
I would never trust my wife to navigate us through an urban environment in general.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Like at all right. Let alone in a spooky horror town. Speaking of a Silent Hill spooky horror town, I beat the new game Silent Hill F over the last week. So Silent Hill F stands for Silent Hill for Women.
For girls.
Girls.
Bring it
Silent
back.
Hill F is about women. It is really about women. Like for real. It's about girls. It is really fantastic.
Mans no more.
It is really fantastic. It is extraordinarily well written.
Mm-hmm.
It is really weird. And by weird, I mean, obviously it's a horror game. There's a bunch of stupid, goofy shit that happens in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, it would have been so easy to have a Silent Hill game take place in Japan. And, oh no, I'm going to pass out. And then what do you hear? Air raid sirens. And then everything starts turning into barbed wire and chain and guts. I'm on New Game Plus now, and I'm streaming New Game Plus because New Game Plus in this game works like Nier, where there are endings you can only get in New Game Plus.
Oh.
And the cutscenes and enemy placement in the game changes on New Game Plus.
Is there a true ending that only comes on replay, or is it like
There's the true ending that you can only get on New Game Plus. Plus.
Okay,
You
okay.
must get, the only way you can get a true ending is your third time beating the game.
Okay. I have a very important and obvious question.
Yeah.
Do you eventually, you know?
You should beat the game and then start the new side quest that was only there on New Game Plus.
Because I know how I beat Silent Hill 3, and I'm like, if this blonde fucking
the
idiot...
game does take place in a rural Japanese town.
It sure does, doesn't it? You know, and I'm like, if this dumb girl can fucking figure it out and slay gods, then I better be seeing... I better see judgment cuts.
Not quite, but
you know,
that becomes the New Game Plus goal.
Let's go. Okay.
And that is tying into the endings. So I'm not 100% sure how, but get that is important.
Cool.
Hinako is so strong. She might be like, she's like up there with like fucking Isaac from Dead Space in terms of like personal resilience.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
She's so strong. Okay. Like
I noticed
she has a dash that moves farther and faster than Bloodborne's.
I remember a time when the discussion around Silent Hill was always that the protagonist should be struggling because it should be about surviving the horror and barely keeping up. And I'm going to assume that a number of dogshit games later, fuck it, just make it fun to play, just kind of broke through.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk
what you're describing with her being really good at fighting sounds like something that Silent Hill fans from the past would loathe.
Okay, I'm gonna loop back around to that. Okay, so Silent Hill F is extraordinarily well written. It takes place in the 1960s, where you play a teenage girl who seems to be going through some kind of family problem, and then falls into the typical Silent Hill scenario of fog plus monsters plus where are my friends? What's going on? The game does an extremely good job of making it so that I beat the game and I'm not 100% on what events actually happened.
Oh.
I can't quite figure out which events occurred as depicted, which events occurred as depicted with different contexts, which events didn't happen at all, but characters thought they happened, right? That kind of thing. Which events are definitively metaphorical, right? Like just emotional metaphor. Which things are magic? Which things are perceived magic? Right, like
okay,
but it's very unclear.
Does this have a positive effect on the narrative?
Yes, because on New Game Plus, that has become slightly clearer.
Okay.
And on New Game Plus, it will be clearer still.
Okay, great. Yeah.
New Game Plus, it's very strange that I talk about New Game Plus before I talk about the combat, but I will circle around. New Game Plus adds new encounters. It changes ambient dialogue. It changes cutscenes. It allows for the unlocking of new endings. It is a second run. It is very much a near automata style. Like, no, keep going. In particular, there's new notes, which are like, a good example is finding someone's diary, right? And here's what they wrote in their diary. And then in New Game Plus, you might find that diary, but it's the extra pages at the end that are the really shitty things that they really felt, right? Then as to her combat prowess, Hinako used to be on the track team.
Good to know.
And that is the explanation for her ridiculous physical prowess.
Okay.
She has a Bloodborne dodge. She has a witch time Bloodborne dodge. If you dodge at the last second, it refills your stamina to full and gives you a slowdown.
Wow.
Like full flash step.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. She also has the ability to attack enemies. Like enemies will have a slight flash before they attack with certain attacks. If you do a heavy attack before that, you will run up and she will just bash them and counter through their move.
Isen.
So Hinako is strong. Hinako is capable. And Hinako gets way, way, way stronger. By the end of the game, you get really good at the combat. Like you are just trouncing on enemies. Like you are styling all over them. And they throw some massive gauntlets of enemies at you. Right? And one of the themes that I've started to take away from it is that I was discussing with people is that the back half of the game has a really large amount of combat. It has like an astonishing amount of combat.
Unavoidable combat?
Yeah, absolutely unavoidable combat. Like it will lock you into a fucking room.
Okay.
And force you to fight.
Okay.
Like a Devil May Cry game or a Souls game. And it gets to be a lot. Right? And it's kind of a downer. And I was playing on hard mode, which is actually genuinely very difficult. And I am of the opinion that this sloganing of the back 20% of the game is important because Hinako is really strong, but through the elements of the game, she gets stronger, but she gets really tired of having to fight all the time everywhere she goes. Every time I had to go do an objective, I had to fight about it. But by the end of the game, I'm like, I really just want this over with, but I have to fight about it. And the character is getting more and more and more fed up, like legitimately, visibly frustrated with the amount of combat that they are having to go through.
Okay.
And I believe that is a metaphor for women.
Okay.
And that's the type of thing, like we have a game where they're willing to like play with, is the game fun to play in order to make the point they are trying to make?
Okay. I thought you were setting up or implying a thing where the first time through you're kind of avoiding the conflicts, and then the second time through you get stronger and can then defeat things.
So I avoided conflict in the beginning, and then I got better at it, and then they force you to get better at it. And now that I'm going through New Game Plus, I am sailing through encounters that I avoided the first time because I am stronger. But I believe there's a metaphorical grounding that Hinako is also supposed to be stronger on her New Game Plus, which may or may not actually be happening.
Okay. So basically,
there's a lot going on in this game. This game has great writing.
So when women out there, what you're saying is when your boss is being misogynist and shitty, you need to wait for the white flash and Isen him, and that's the way to break through and find your find your promotion.
I'll give you a very direct example, right? There's an enemy in the game. So none of the enemies are named, right? But there's maybe 6-7 normal types of enemies, right? One of which is, are you familiar with a Gaki? It's a long looking demon that has like an engorged belly. That's Gaki.
Okay.
Right. It's people who played SMT probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Gakis are extremely large, right? In this game, they're extremely big. And they look like men, but like, just with the big belly out. And they are the most aggressive enemy to chase you. They will chase you by far the farthest of any enemy type. And they crouch and drool and snarl, and their default attack is it's like an up swipe that looks like they're trying to flip up her skirt.
Okay.
And their grab attack is where they lick all over her face, and then they become throbbing and red.
Yeah,
and it becomes very, very obvious that these are just men. These are just how Hinako views adult men.
Okay.
Like the game is for women.
Well, I was gonna say like it's interesting because like I didn't think of like cause that demon name. That's also the word people say when they call someone like a brat, like a hey gaki, like that's like a small little annoying
well, they're
shit.
not named.
No, but
Right.
so like at any point in this game, no, I guess
Hinako gets really, really good at countering men by the end of that game.
Do you have to get on a train at any point and
You do not get on a train.
Fight off demons on a train? No. Okay.
No.
All right. This is the past, and it's a little too modern, perhaps. But yeah.
On top of that, it does a lot of really, really, really interesting stuff. The other world in this game, instead of barbed wire and nightmare shit, is it's traditional Japanese architecture.
Mm-hmm.
It's temples and old style mansions.
Yeah.
And in that area, you find this person very early. You find a extremely handsome older man wearing a fox mask. Who is going through traditional stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he is super handsome, super helpful, super sketch. And then the game goes, that dude's fucking sketch. And the things that they do with that character are fascinating. Just fascinating. Because I beat the game and I don't know if he was good or bad or fake or real.
Oh, you can't. Are you saying that you can't tell if this guy is actually a good person or not? You can't tell.
I can't tell.
You can't read the motivations of the sketchy dude who might be used. He might be a good person, but he might also be a piece of shit.
He might be. It's not clear. I'll have to go deeper into it.
How about that? That's interesting. Yeah.
The fact that he's literally actually morally gray and physically colored gray is hilarious.
That's great. That's really good.
It's fascinating. Also, there's like me and chat where we hit like this perfect synergy where people were like picking up on details that I wasn't picking up on, and I was like, in between streams, I started to go into like news articles from the 1960s in Japan about what kind of things were going on societally there, because that factors into the game story.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. It's better than 4, and I don't know where to personally put it between 1, 2, and 3, but it's in there. It's excellent.
I said this with the remake before, but I'll say it again here. It's baffling to think we're in a world where Konami is now making Silent Hill games that people are enjoying again.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
It is excellent, and I will continue to stream the New Game Plus parts to the parts that are new. I'm going to do some save game shenanigans in order to cut down on repeats.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely excellent.
Okay, not Konami's.
Recommend it.
Sorry,
very strongly.
Not the Konami development team. It was this Bloober or like?
No, this is an internal team of Konami with Ryukishi07, the guy who wrote Higurashi and Umineko.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, the point more so being that the Konami that was pachinko mining it, bothered to turn its attention back.
Now,
to
I will
games.
say one thing. There's an element to this game that I've seen 2 people just say, which is they are frustrated that Silent Hill F has nothing to do with Silent Hill. That is not true. You are not paying close enough attention. There is an absolutely 100% definitive link to Silent Hill 1 in this game, despite the fact that it predates Silent Hill 1.
Shouldn't that, let's say there was no link, wouldn't that be okay?
It would absolutely be okay.
Wouldn't that be more than fine?
You know what they don't do? They don't use any Silent Hill classic iconography at all. They do use some Silent Hill music. The one of the themes that plays in the early game is a Japanese classic remix of the Silent Hill 1 theme.
Shamisen versions of stuff.
Yeah. Which is very, very interesting. They are extremely subtle and careful to not just use the old thing because I know old thing, yada yada.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Good.
There's a character's name that I could not pull out of the game, but I was able to pull out of my own research because it's visually referenced in the game. Then I had to go find old newspapers and find out what that thing was called colloquially, and it turns out it was the name of a Silent Hill character.
Oh.
Like it is very, 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 very underneath.
Okay. So the recipe then is and continues to be, hey, we know we have properties that people care about. Let's find people that are talented to take care of it and just let them go.
Yeah.
Be it Kojima, even if that fails, and now Umineko dude and or, well, I guess Bloober, right, with remake. Okay, cool, interesting. You're
Really
new game plussing.
I am new game plussing, and then I will be new game plussing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when you beat the game, it says, hey, you beat the game. Here's the other endings. Do you want to get those other endings? Here's the conditions.
Ah, nice. Okay.
Do this, don't do this, do
Great.
this, don't do this.
Cool. Nice.
Really good game. Very good game. That's all I have to say about it. I can't. There's nothing else I can say about it without boiling something.
Are we clear to jump in to
Yes, sir.
the news? All right. So, let us begin as we discuss the enshittification.
Western game biz is essentially crashed as of today.
Once again, I reiterate the difference between the market crash and the soul crash, right?
They're in the skid. They're trying to turn out of it, but that truck is coming, and I see it.
Yeah, because the thing when you buy out a company like Electronic Arts is that you're hitting a whole lot of people that do give a shit about this buyout, but you're also so broad that you're hitting a whole bunch of people that give no fucks about the details of who, what, or why, you know? And you also run into, it's really, I mean, it comes up a lot, but it's the most basic level discussion every time someone goes like, hey, you know, you support countries doing shitty things or whatever, and it's like
yada yada.
The difference is the direct person that did the thing being directly involved in the purchase, as opposed to
I don't want to get into a version of this conversation where we describe how many companies Nestle owns.
Of course, exactly. No, but it's just anytime it's a bad faith argument where somebody brings it up or whatever, it's like if there's a person who happens to live in a country that's doing business in this way, running a tournament, buying a thing or whatever, that's totally fine. That's a random person that lives in a country versus the government of the country themselves that does the thing.
Yeah. So what are you talking about exactly?
I'm talking about the fact that EA has been set up to have a $55 billion buyout deal. The buyers include the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, the PIF, and a private equity firm run by Jared Kushner.
So everybody's focusing on, or a lot of people are focusing on the Saudi involvement, which I believe to be like more sports washing, like similar to the FGC.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stuff.
It's exactly. That sucks.
But let's throw all that shit away. Let's throw away who bought it away. That's not even important to this discussion. What's important is that they bought it with something called a leveraged buyout, which means they didn't have $55 billion to buy EA. So
yeah, there's different elements to it, right? That to me is like the third step in the story, so to speak. The first one being that, like, yep, the Saudi Arabian purchases, the sports washing, we've seen that they're starting to move. Obviously, we've talked about it in
as Madden, FIFA, etc.
Yeah, well, no, but I'm saying we talked about it with the PIF fund, which, you know, what SNK was, you know, one of the ones with a big buyout, but they also invested heavily in a bunch of companies: Nexon, Capcom, Nintendo, EA before this, etc. All of that, those percentages were increasing slowly over time. They were not being disclosed. And then this also introduces Jared Kushner, who is got his side of it as well. They're combining to form a major part of the buyout. Jared Kushner's firm, well, rather, like, there's a for anyone who doesn't know, I mean, you can go back not too long, and
there's a lot of economics nerd shit to talk about on this.
There sure is. The takeaways were just me going like, oh, that guy who was involved directly with apparently, according to reports and whistleblowers, it was involved directly with the Khashoggi murder stuff. Was giving the okay for his arrest, apparently, according to whistleblowers and reports, and also was giving counseling on how to handle it from a PR perspective directly to MBS.
Yeah, rich
stuff.
People murder people all the time. We know
that all goes down, sure. And then
the point is that leveraged buyout.
20 billion of the 55 is debt financing.
So that's weird. So they didn't have 55 billion, right? They actually only had 35. So where'd the extra 20 come from, Wooly?
From JP Morgan Chase.
Why? Who's on the hook for that?
That's the bank. So
who has to pay that back? Is it the private equity firm?
Oh no, that's the company directly. That's.
Oh, okay. So Wooly, I want to hire you to mow my lawn, but I'm going to give you $50.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to borrow 20 of those dollars from Jim, and when Jim asks me for my money, I tell him to go break your legs.
Well, so
unless you can come up with 20 extra dollars.
So apparently 18 billion of the 20 billion is expected to be paid back because it's a cash deal. It's expected to be paid back immediately, and then the rest will be again on the hook. So it's debt financing. There's an aspect of this where they're buying it and they're going to have a lot of cost saving to do.
Doesn't EA's yearly profit margin not even cover the interest on this debt?
Well, that's the thing, right? Again, there's all these different parts of it. So, yeah, it turns out that there's a humongous amount of cutting that one can expect, things to get aggressive. But according to folks involved with the deal, the thought is that their operating costs as a company are going to go down because
they're going to drastic go down,
because a big part of what's going to happen in the coming years is the debt load will be handled by AI. They're going to be able to boost profits in the coming years as AI becomes a bigger part of EA's operating costs.
So you're telling me they're going to double their profits by getting rid of so much staff that it covers up the shortfall, and they're going to have all that staff replaced by robots? Dude, they're going to save so much money.
It's crazy.
They're going to save so much money.
So yeah, 20 billion of that 55, that debt, then that ability to pay it back. Expect to see a massive amount of staff fired for that. Expect to see a bunch of
the only way you can get more money now is by not spending money.
Expect any projects that you're hoping to hear more about that are beloved things that are just currently cooking. Expect a bunch of those to just get tossed, I'm sure. Anything that's not surefire gangbusters, billions.
And he saved as $1 earned or whatever the fuck.
Then an LLM.
Penny saved, penny earned, but these stupid motherfuckers actually think a penny saved is $1 earned.
And a water bucket wasted is an AI question unanswered, So yeah.
Well, let's ignore the fact that MIT said that AI is actually worse at doing all these kinds of jobs than any person.
Yeah, sure. We can also.
It's actually a net loss by like about 10%.
You can also ignore the fact that JP Morgan Chase Bank is the bank that is the Epstein fucking related bank.
Oh, well, yeah.
There's a ton of, there's literally people on that board and executives that are actually in the emails that fucking have the sketchiest, most super disgusting.
So the long and short of it is that this is what happened to Red Lobster. Red Lobster got eaten up by private equity and then destroyed. Because you buy the company and then you saddle the company with all of your debt, tear it up, and then leave and go, oh, look, they have the debt. It's all them. It's all they have. They're on the hook. I'm out of here. See you, shitheads.
Well, again, I was gonna say, like, if the faith in AI leads to absolute waste and nuclear fallout for the investment here. It couldn't happen to a shittier bank, I could say at the very least, seeing as, once again, that is the bank that bankrolled Epstein, so good for them if they fucking rot in the process. But unfortunately, what this obviously means is we're going to be looking at this massive sports washing story across the industry as one that is going to accelerate its imminent collapse. I want to bring up again what Giuna said about the FGC side of things, which was, hey, eventually when all this money changes hands and they stop caring and they don't want to play with their toys anymore, and it's fucking the Toy Story,
they're just gonna drop it,
right? When they destroy everything in the process, just be ready for what happens afterwards. Now with that community, it's like, hey, support your locals, go to these places and make these things happen, ignore them, etc. What the fuck is the equivalent of support your locals with EA?
Oh, they're gonna run. So what you're gonna see is everything that's not Battlefield, Battlefield, Madden, FIFA, and maybe the next Mass Effect game is canceled.
Yeah.
They're all canceled. Everything's canceled. You're going to see prices increase on those massively. They're going to really turn up the mini buys and the gambling. Oh, Apex as well and Sims. My mistake. But, you know, the big boys.
AI generated.
They're going to really turn the screws to them.
FC, you know, AI generated soccer games. You know, that's.
And they're gonna slow bleed them by every single year. They're going to be like, well, you have to hit this target, and the only way you can hit that target is by cutting staff. Which means their shit's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse every single year.
The other part of this that's fucking fascinating and is telling of what this, you know, this is all, again, sports washing, buyout. The whole point of this kind of like confrontational thing is essentially, you know, if we can buy out golf, if we can buy out wrestling, we can buy out the entirety of video games, and you're watching that process occur. What's interesting is the switch over to it being private as well. So no investors, no outside, you know, no market here. This is just taking it off the market entirely. No more investor meetings or people buying shares in the company. They are 100% holding the entire thing, you know?
So shareholders are evil and stupid, but imagine if instead of a diverse group of evil and stupid people, it was actually like 4 or 5 evil
the absolute core of it. Yeah, sure.
What if you just got the worst of them and just gave them total control?
Just speedrun the entire process. No, it really is the kind of thing where it's like every name involved with the deal is just like, oh, this is just the worst. Like all three, like fucking, you know. Yeah, it's you couldn't hand it off to a more depressing triforce of evil shit. And
it'll be really interesting to me to see what happens with Battlefield, because Battlefield is made by DICE out in Sweden, and the DICE group is the only developers in EA that have a fucking union, because they're out in Sweden where you have to have a union for everything. Which insulates them from a very significant degree of this stuff. So it will probably be Battlefield will be insulated until Battlefield is over. Until Battlefield is just over, because they can't reach any agreements with DICE's union.
Yeah. So you know how unions have been getting momentum. You know how that's been picking up steam a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think Blizzard unionizing, like right before or during the Activision Blizzard acquisition, was a really smart move. Very smart move.
There's no reason to assume that, like, of course we know, again, the trusting in the AI part of this is the hilarious punchline at the end of it all.
Oh yeah, because like let's throw the ethics of AI away, is that it's not going to save them money, it's going to cost them time.
The thing is just the idea that through interest, because everywhere that they've invested a little bit and bought a little bit, the idea is to slowly buy more. You can fully expect to see this continue, and you can expect to see way more companies seeing way more of their shares going to the PIF, and you can basically watch as the entirety of this industry slowly gets bought out.
Well, not the whole industry. I can think of at least one company that would rather die in the ground than sell their shit entirely to Saudi Arabia, and that'd be Nintendo.
Yeah, sure. But
Those guys seem like they would rather burn the building down than sell the company to anything that wasn't Japanese.
But they have no issues selling them stocks in the meantime and having them hold on to a percentage.
Oh yeah.
It's
just not a controlling percentage.
It's not a controlling percentage, right? But that's what's happening with each of these, right? I literally have the fucking list.
That's the trick. You can take any money from anybody as long as they don't have a controlling percentage. That's what's happening with Ubisoft.
Or in the SNK case, where it was like you buy a controlling percentage from a different company in Hong Kong that was not even SNK directly. You can buy out the controlling percentage. But
so Ubisoft is a really good example because that's coming up this week. Do you know what the finalization of what's been going on with fucking Ubisoft this week?
Mm-hmm.
They fucking finished selling Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six Siege,
all the different parts,
Rainbow and Splinter Cell to themselves in a shell company that is 100% owned by the fucking Guillermo family, so that when the fucking Ubisoft gets bought out by Tencent, they can just go, fuck, well, Vanguard owns it. We're all quitting and going to work for Vanguard. I guess they own all the IPs. Sorry.
Cutting out the IPs is fucking nasty work, man. That is, yeah. But anyway,
we shuffled it around. I don't even own it. You don't own me.
It's in my baby cousin's name, actually. This business is, Yeah. So no. Anyways, just all that to say that there are percentages slowly increasing across the industry that have been happening in the background, and they don't publicly report on the increase. Every once in a while, you get an update, but this is not the end of this. Certainly, expect it to continue. But the I don't know what the landscape looks like for people working at these jobs.
It's bad. It looks bad. It looks really bad.
Well,
it's bad.
Yes, yes. Obviously, it's
a poor outlook.
It's poor. Yes, obviously, it's quite poor. Obviously, yes. What I'm getting at is that the idea of like these houses collapsing and people running out of them and holding their resumes and seeing what they can find around elsewhere as they run into another one that then gets taken over, and then you're like, well, what the fuck? Like that's gonna get worse and worse and shittier and shittier. Not everybody is going to drop into a team and make some indies.
Oh no, you're going to lose tons and tons and tons of institutional knowledge.
So this is all just, again, if you are somebody who looks at this and goes, yeah, I don't care about who's buying it or how that involves me or whatever the implications
are. Don't worry, you will. You won't know that these are related because you didn't pay attention, but you absolutely will.
If you don't feel the soul crash, then you will feel the market crash. It's very, very.
When you see the $295 version of Mass Effect 4 that doesn't include the fucking Javik is Back to Life DLC, you're going to be like, what the fuck? Why is it so expensive? I don't get it. It's like, well, because you didn't pay attention.
Yeah. How much is it going to cost to get Cristiano Ronaldo and FC 27? To get the burner card for him or whatever the case is.
Now, I know what you're thinking, Willie. I know what you're thinking. What you're thinking is, it sucks that EA is going to make their games cost like a lot more, but luckily for me, I'm a subscriber of Xbox Game Pass, which is the cheapest and most effective way to play all my games all year. And nothing can change that.
I was actually going a different direction, but yeah,
you
sure.
Are?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, before even that, didn't Xbox also get taken off the shelves at like Costco? Like, didn't they just say we're done?
We didn't even cover that, dude. But yeah. Costco took Xbox off the shelves, and I went and read the specific wording because it made me laugh really hard. It wasn't we regret to say that we cannot find a way to keep Xbox on the shelves. It was we're not carrying Xbox products on our shelves anymore.
Yeah. So that was the bit, but no, if we can swerve over here, the Game Pass price increases 50%, and the website to cancel your subscription crashes due to a traffic spike.
So it is now $360 a year to play Game Pass, which Game Pass's primary user base is guys who play 2 games a year, being Call of Duty and
the entire premise of being like, we're going to save money, actually. Yeah, no, that's good stuff.
That's before tax, by the way. That's before tax.
Yeah. Combine, just, stories are always delivered piecemeal, but if you were to just combine this with a bunch of the stuff with Microsoft's AI stories from recently and the layoffs and all the shit we've been talking about and reporting on, and then the de-shelving of them from Costco, things are looking great for Xbox right now.
Looking really good.
Solid bit.
Looking really good.
Yeah, the idea of a cancellation website crashing, meaning people are unable to get out fast enough because it's too fucking jam-packed, is absolutely wild. So that's something. But no, actually, where I was gonna go was because, again, you can't have any light at the end of the tunnel here, as we were talking about the fact that they're hoping AI is going to reduce the costs of this $20 billion debt.
Dude, it's
leveraging.
going to reduce it so much. It's going to reduce it to 0 when they fucking default.
Well, I'll tell you what. Japan's got their feelings on the matter.
What's that?
Well, according to a recent survey, over half of Japanese game companies are using AI and are generatively at that.
Sick. Great. Super.
So
I bet that's the same everywhere, honestly.
Yeah. So there was a large survey conducted by the CISA, Computer Entertainment Suppliers Association. And yeah, they reported that 51% of companies are using AI in some capacity. Some usage includes visual game assets, story and text generation, and programming assistance. So it's some creative work and some other. And the generative aspects of this, of course, are what you hope they avoid, but in this case, they're kind of more or less embracing it. But Nintendo has said that they're steering clear from it for the time being.
I wish Nintendo wasn't so fucking evil on a lot of stuff, because they're the only company that's not evil on some other stuff.
Right? Yes. The way they treat
so shitty about price and ownership and copyright, but they're so fucking based about creators making what they want to make,
and about work-life balance and time off. And benefits for employees and treating that.
It's almost like we live in a complicated world. I hate that.
You know what? A society, even, Pat.
Fuck.
Right? So that's why from week to week, 1 week we're fucking shitting on and making fun of Nintendo, and then the next week we're like, good for them, good shit, being like, we're not touching this AI stuff, right? Yes, that's what it is.
It's like parenting, man.
It's super fucking.
You wag your finger when they do a no, and you give them praise when they do good.
Well, they've come out to say that they are, for the time being, steering clear of generative AI, mainly to avoid copyright concerns. And
they're currently fighting a bunch of fucking copyright battles right now.
Well, as a fiercely litigious fucking company, right? At least they're being internally consistent.
They need to be iron fucking clad on that shit.
At least they're being internally consistent. Could you imagine a marathon fucking texture showing up in Donkey Kong in the middle of this Pal World shit?
I like to think that Yamauchi's ghost is just fucking just scooting around, scaring people.
Well, maybe...
we used to make playing cards. They were real cards.
just haunting the new president, Devon Pritchard.
Yeah.
as Bowser steps down, it's like, yeah, I'm leaving because this office is haunted. this ghost with shades.
That's a good reason, man. I'd leave.
Yeah.
If I found a fucking haunted fucking office, I wouldn't work there. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So, side note, President Bowser stepping down.
Yeah, that's fine. He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything in his tenure.
So the thing with the whole survey though as well is I think the Larian CEO Vinky was kind of describing that like what's the
sick. We got brand new good news that's actually shit news.
Okay.
Cult Games has issued a statement clarifying the use of generative AI in Hotel Barcelona, the upcoming slasher roguelite from White Owls, Suda51, and Swery.
Yeah!
The team acknowledges that it failed to disclose the AI-generated content available in the new Game Plus tapes and confirmed that a patch is in the works to replace all such content with human-made work.
Here we go. Yeah, guys, you can't. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't matter in the sense that we're entering a realm where it won't be easy to tell anymore, right?
And you can't rely on like, well, they're cool. They wouldn't.
There was a Code Mystics thing that just popped up where like some of their achievements, there's an arcade machine that looks like super generated, and they said, no, we didn't. Here's the PSD to prove that, these assets weren't made that way. But when you look at them, it's like, no, but that really, really, really looks like it was generated though. It's a gibberish arcade console.
This awesome? Isn't this just great?
Like, I know you're saying no, but look at it. Use your eyeballs and look at it. That doesn't, people don't.
Did you just say eyeballs? Like a New Yorker?
So so Larian CEO was basically saying, my stance on AI is really straightforward. It's a tool we use to help make things go faster. We have so much work, we're happy to take assistance from anything. I don't think it'll ever replace the creative side of things, however, and described how they solved the bottleneck by hiring 15 new artists instead of using AI, right?
It's really a good sign for whatever industry that you're in that the solution to ever rising costs is a golden goose. Like, guys, yeah. I know the farm's about to go under, but check this out. I got some fucking magic beans. Yeah.
The part of this that the part of this that is already flown the coop and is done is the part that is again for programming, for whatever rote mechanical purposes, etc. The creative aspect is where you'd hope a lot of these companies would draw the line, and not all of them are doing so, and it's probably on a project-to-project basis, especially if you're in a situation where bottom lines need to catch up, such as everything we just talked about with EA, right?
This shit sucks. It's also creating like a sliding scale of video game morality that I think sucks really bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because like,
yeah.
I need to take another break to pee, right? Because I drank too much of this Red Bull. But like, I want to talk about Teemo after this. And like, Riot is fucking evil. They're so evil. But like they're less evil than like EA and Ubisoft. So I'm like unconsciously softening because I think Teemo's cool.
Well, because but the thing is, in many cases, you're rooting for the developer that is under the shadow of Sauron.
I think the cannons are probably okay.
Yeah.
I haven't hung out with them. You have. You think they're cool?
Fine. Good blokes. Good blokes, you know? Sean Unconquerable's good dude. 2XKO folks, all chill. Like them. Love that. They're great people. The thing is just the company that is making the game that you like is under the shadow of something horrendous. Hey, Titanfall. What the fuck is that now? I don't know.
I spoke to a guy like 5 years ago, and he was like, got some really exciting Titanfall stuff coming up. And I was like, really? Like, yeah. And I'm like, how do you know? He's like,
yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. And then I've never seen that guy again.
Yeah. Well,
And I've never spoken to him again. And we know that multiple fucking things got canceled.
nah, because here comes the turbulent wind, man. It ain't making its way out of the turbulent wind. Anyway, you wanna hit that?
I got to piss, man. I got a lot of pee in here.
Go hit that piss. Go hit that piss.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Oh wait, before we go. So like when we were doing the blindfolded RE2 thing, I got up to pee, but I didn't take the blindfold off, and so Paige got really mad because she thought I was gonna try and piss in the toilet with the blindfold on. So there's a really great clip of me getting up and like stumbling away, and she's just screaming, "Don't piss! Don't piss!"
Right. So, today's world of quote-unquote con artists by Hirohiko Araki.
Oh yeah?
Speaking about societal evils, I think that as AI continues to spread throughout society, we're going to see an increasingly shady world filled with scammers exploiting it. I recently came across a drawing and I thought, is this something I drew? Isn't it? I was shocked to find out it was actually created by AI. When I draw manga, I add subtle personal elements to make the work uniquely mine. But this AI-generated piece even mimicked details like the way I draw eyelashes so precisely, it was almost impossible to tell it apart from my work. If it were based on my recent drawings, I'd know right away. No, I didn't draw this. On the other hand, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it were done of my art 10 years ago, when my memory of it would be a little hazy. The more AI advances, the more this kind of thing will happen. Art reflects the times, and manga is one example of that. Seeing this world of con artists appear in manga could very well mean that we're headed for a future world dominated by fraudsters. This type of evil in today's age will undoubtedly end up impacting manga down the line. Copyright infringement by AI is also a villain that we manga artists must face. The extreme scenario is that AI-generated fakes might start being accepted as the real thing. Even as we try to protect our work, these counterfeits are becoming so accurate and sophisticated that it's no longer a fight an individual can win. Having some laws some kind of laws would probably be the only way to regulate this. However, because we're dealing with a world of con artists, there's also a very real possibility that the laws favoring them will appear before we know it. Yeah.
Well, at least Eriki is on the up and up. That feels nice.
He goes on to say, personally, I entrust my copyright management to Shueisha, which, but some manga artists are lax in managing their copyrights, leading to others using their artwork without permission or even leaking the original drawings. When I see that, I worry they might face serious trouble down the line if they don't take it more seriously. This is from last year.
This is really like the only time I want to say this, but like I grew up and as a teenager was told that me listening to a song an unauthorized way would be the downfall of society and that I would go to prison for the rest of my life, only to grow up and hear that the same people who told me that are like, yeah, I just stole every single song that's ever existed and I chopped it up. Fuck you, you little bitch. Like such bullshit. Such fucking complete garbage.
You know, you can just infinitely dive down this shitty hole, and you know, for every one of these moments where somebody pulls out a magnifying glass and goes, hey, this piece of fucking Kimberly Street Fighter 6 art is generated, fuck off with that, and then they catch it, you know, there will be suddenly dozens that won't be caught. Obviously, this is just there's no way to avoid it. It's just going to be the state of things. Now, on the plus
side, the AI industry is headed towards a cataclysmic worldwide economic crash. So we'll trade this artistic and ethical nightmare for a very real economic one within our lifetimes.
But it might be slow and terrible for a very long time.
Yeah.
And you're also dealing with the worst part of this, which is various lines that different people give a fuck or don't give a fuck about crossing. So, you know, now you have that part of it. So.
Somebody in the chat said that I said that last year. Dude, it took like a decade for the housing market to crash. Like you can, like, if you're in it, you can see it coming from really fucking far away. But that doesn't mean you can avoid it.
Yeah, I guess you know, I don't know. Like, I think we've gotten pretty good at just watching shit be shit for a long time. That eventually you can just compartmentalize that. Yeah. You know, and you know, whatever it is, as dumb as and as annoying and as bad as it gets, there's a point where you just kind of go, all right, what's happening on my front porch? What's happening out here in real life? Like, let me just.
Part of the issue with our current dystopian era is that humans were not meant to be connected into world fucking events at all. You were meant to be connected into the events of 1 kilometer around your body tops.
And I think it's 1,000 faces memorized.
150.
Right? Okay, something like that back in the day. Yeah, it's like the before you start fading off into stranger territory where you can't remember. But yeah, no, that's it. That's all. And so imagine then, if you would, a strategy of flooding the zone with exhausting, like, nonstop every day scrolling by the worst shit ever. Yeah, so here comes Teemo!
Here comes Teemo! Wow, Teemo looks really good! Wow, yay, Teemo! I clap for Teemo.
So the Teemo trailer dropped for 2XKO, and some of the funny shit noticed was, one, I saw a chat box pop up, and I'm like, we were literally talking. I literally said that last week. That's crazy.
So that trailer is genuinely incredible. It is the shit posts trailer.
Yes.
Coup de grace.
And it turns out that Marlin Pie, who also created Yasuo, created Teemo, and every time they asked for updates on how Teemo's going, Marlin Pie would make a shitpost video and edit it like that and send that to the team for updates on how Teemo has been.
Yeah, let's do this as the full reveal trailer. Also, so I'm familiar with Teemo to a degree, both in League and Runeterra. Wooly, you're less familiar with Teemo, but I have described him to you as an enraging, toxic piece of shit with a happy little smile. And here comes the fighting game variation of Teemo, the most toxic fucking cancer fucking fighting game character I have ever seen in my life. And every single thing he does is built to cause rage and annoyance.
And his attitude is so pure. And his
and bubbly.
He's so sincere, right? As a scout. Yeah. I mean, the things you see in this trailer are all like they
There's
understood
so much,
they understood the assignment and they delivered. So one, his entire system of he's got fucking blow darts that are not a projectile, that is a special move. It's just a normal, his lights.
His jab is a 3-hit projectile.
Yeah, he just spits the shit at you from a distance. So they show you him running away and shooting blow darts and just running away and shooting blow darts. He's got his mushrooms, which he kicks at you and shovels at you, and they bounce on each other, and then they poison you. And if you're not careful, even if you're blocking or whatever, you're standing in the poison, you're getting poison damage.
And then he's got a slingshot that he fires the little rocks at various distances, but they can also bounce off the tops of the mushrooms to change their trajectory. But it can also catch on fire and light the patch of grass on fire that he left behind to teleport in. But if he sits in the patch of grass, he turns invisible. And by invisible, I mean 100% completely invisible.
If he just crouches for a couple seconds, he turns completely invisible as well. Not to mention when the grass is on fire, that it can updraft his parachute so he can ride and float in the air as he spits his little fucking shit at you.
There's a moment in the trailer that is so disgusting, and it's like the highlight, which is he puts the grass down and lights it on fire.
Yep.
Then he calls an assist.
Yep.
So Illaoi is being pulled into the fire and is blocking it backwards because invisible Teemo is crossing her up, and then he's jumping and crossing her up again while invisible. And in the upper right corner of the screen, somebody's going, "My grandma could have blocked that mix up." It's like, no, man.
Oh God, I will block this whack ass mix up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all of that, and it only came. It wasn't in the trailer initially, but then it became clear when some of the people that got to play him reported on it, and then there was the gameplay video with Marlon Ply explaining the badge system, where essentially all of those special moves, all of those moves he has, if you spam them enough, they get powered up and become stronger. So the player is encouraged to spam the move aggressively and hit the opponent with them as much as they can, and they get permanently buffed for the rest of the match. So it's like Manon style with the medals.
Manon and Hakan. It looks like it's disgusting.
So if I blow dart at you and I blow dart you enough, then my blow dart gets better. If I pelt you with rocks and it hits you enough, my rocks get better, etc., etc. So like, also, I get rewarded for being a little shit.
Also, he's small, really small. He is by far the smallest character. That being said, the little tuft of hair on his hat is part of his hitbox. So he's just small enough to be annoying, but he's just tall enough to have everybody's jabs hit him.
Yes.
And, not cause all sorts of goofy nonsense for the actual way the game works.
So we have learned our lessons, and fighting games in the past have not given a fuck about character height and just went, here's Poyo the Chicken in Mace the Dark Age. Here's Servbot in Marvel 2. Or here's Yoda in Soul Calibur. And when your character can jab and it just whiffs the short character,
it's bad.
It sucks.
It's bad.
You can't play. It's not about like character specific things anymore. It's like no. This just sucks. The things that you're learning to do in this game are like suddenly don't apply to this one edge case because you just
That's why they show Braum, who's the tallest character in the game. His jab is getting blocked by Teemo standing because it actually hits. So
they basically explained that like the whole game is balanced around Teemo crouching. That height needs to be enough for all moves to generally work as they should. You know, you can be small, you can be tall, and what that should do is make it so that you could get hit easier or harder from like jump ins or things like that, or so. You know, big bodies and small bodies.
You need grounded combos to functionally work the way they're supposed to.
Exactly. So yeah, you can't have just buttons whiffing entirely like that. You know. But no, he looks proper annoying, and you can put all the shit together and combine them into a kit that just looks, yeah, like, and the interesting thing was when you're watching it is that nothing is doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Everything is doing little bits of damage because he's just kind of flicking you a little bit. He's running over, he's jumping, he's popping off, and he's just.
I know he has combos that are for real, but like, nah, most of his kit is like, stay out. No, stay out.
Leave me alone.
No, stay out.
And then you tag into some other shit, and you annoy, and you annoy, and you annoy. You know,
it's time for you to start making some mistakes.
His super assist is like he flies across the screen, just bombing mushrooms all the way across, you know.
I think the one that really summed it up is they showed off that his assist where he shoots the blow dart twice. The blow darts are staggered so that you can like use a character like Vi to like dash through and cross them up with like weird awkward mix-ups.
Yeah. If there's a multi-hitting like beam assist or something like that, you have time to do shenanigans. Can't wait to punt that little fucker into the next.
Also, like the cut of the trailer, like he has a parry and he gets like the red like angry dog eyes and like has a fucking Japanese taunt.
I think that was editing. I think that's
editing. Yeah, no, it is. Yes. But like the tone of this trailer is absurd.
But the parry animation being the absolute like Street Fighter parry is real, you know. So
it's so silly.
And again, if you're thinking of this is a Marlon Pie Designs character from the Yasuo, you know, school, it's like he can and should effectively be able to keep and annoy and do incredible things with all of his kit once you're using it all together. But yeah, the ability to turn actually invisible is like, that's a real actual nightmarish problem. Like, yeah,
so he can turn actually invisible. And he also has like a zeros spin attack in the air with the spin move that hits on both sides of his body.
Yeah.
So jump straight up or jump to the right and hit air and have them fucking flip a coin to see if they hit you. You know, like, it's ridiculous.
I'm curious to see if he's going to have lower health than the average. I'm curious to see, essentially, is it going to be a situation where you're getting zoned out, but you have a lot of chances to get in there?
It's really impressive how they took every single button from League and turned it into something like meaningful in his kit. Like the one that I was really unclear about is the one he has his I think his Q is blinding dart, where he blinds the opponent. I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna put that into a fighting game? Oh, it's his level 3. It's his fucking level 3. It's the blinding dart is his level 3, so you don't have to actually deal with blinding mechanics. It's an excuse for him to do tons of moves on you while the character's going, I can see.
So in League he turns invisible, but like
in League he turns invisible in the bushes or if he's not moving.
Okay, but like
just like here.
Yeah. But what does it mean? But does blinding make it invisible to the person who gets hit specifically?
No, blinding fucks up their auto attacks and makes it so they can't hit their auto attacks.
Okay.
Which is insane, which is crazy in that game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Valentine needles in Skullgirls like attempted to fuck with your controls, but yeah, and then he blow darts, he mushrooms, right? He has all those. He doesn't do all those other tools, right? Like the camping stuff.
No. His kit is blinding dart, the dash, which is what his Blanca ball is. That's the Bandle dash.
Yeah.
The dart, the dash, the invisibility, and his ult is the mushroom.
Okay. And
his ult is the mushroom where you just plant them all over and make it an annoying shit stack. The difference is that I think his mushrooms go invisible as well in League. And his kit in Runeterra is that he places mushrooms on your cards.
On the cards, right.
So when you pull the card out, you're like, oh fuck, there's a fucking mushroom on here. But you can't make invisible fucking mushrooms in the fucking fighting game. That's ridiculous. So instead they make it so that he can throw the fucking things at you.
Yeah, so my understanding of the way he was described in League in particular is that like when you have a Teemo on your team or fighting against you,
Annoying both ways.
well, they're not gonna win. That they're gonna lose, but they're gonna be the most annoying thing in the
Absolutely.
process, right? Like they're just fucking around, disappearing, doing other shit, not actually playing to win the match, but it'll absolutely grind your gears.
Teemo doesn't seem to exist to kill a lot of enemies or win team fights. Teemo exists to slow down the guy in the top lane so much that they can never snowball at all.
Okay. Because I'm thinking of like Neko Arc in Melty Blood as like an absolute troll character who's full of goofy memes, but the kit she has, while she's an annoying troll character, like the kit is not 100% squarely focused on annoying you, right? Like it's she's a character and has goofy effects and goofy stuff going on, but this is a full-on like, no, I am just meant to do little bits of damage and you're gonna chase me and that's all there is to it. This whole match is me playing keep away, and they're showing that off in the trailer, you know?
Full like, oh, I'm gonna set up. Oh, you pushed me out of my setup. Well, I can teleport back to my setup. Like,
yeah. So, would you say like does every character like pretty much just run the exact same way in the base game?
I think that there are some winners and losers. I think Yasuo and Teemo are like exemplars of how they should be designing characters.
I heard Alawi's really accurate too.
The fact that they're built like there's things that Yasuo can do with wind wall and projectile invulnerability that are not fair in League, that are like explicitly not fair, but it's like, well, it's part of his kit and it's like his character fantasy that apply to the wind wall in 2XKO. Well, because that's how Yasuo is.
Okay.
In League of Legends. And Teemo's like that, but I look at Braum and Braum is like a fucking failure. Like total shit failure. And I think Vi, I don't know how you would jungle up Vi, because Vi's whole kit is about jungling, and it's like that's not really a fucking thing in a fighting game.
Well, she's boxing and getting in, I guess. I feel like Windwall, which I feel is like, yeah, situationally or matchup useful, depends. For a Teemo match is going to be incredible. You know?
Depends if the mushroom interacts with Windwall.
I'm assuming it's the opposite because it's a projectile, maybe, you know? I don't know. But so far it feels like yeah, a lot of people have been basically pointing out that like they're doing a pretty good job translating them and keeping it.
Yeah, Alawi, Blitz, honestly everybody but Braum.
Okay.
Like I played a lot more Darius than anybody else on that cast, because Darius is very easy to play in League. And Darius's like feel of bullying someone feels like what it plays like in the fighting game. So
someone I saw replied to the talk about the Garen skin stuff, and they were kind of saying that like even the fact that Darius pulls you in and keeps you in and like and threatens you by bullying you in that way is the opposite, because Garen's moves would be about keeping you out and like
Garen
shoving you out
and creates a death roll around you.
Right. So there's an opposite philosophy to the moves as well, you know. So yeah,
Garen sucks.
Full on troll bits there.
Also, I feel really strongly, I go back to my own smart post from 2.5 months ago, that the 2XKO roster sucks, but if I can play Teemo and Blitz day one, it's a good game.
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
And then and in that same breakdown gameplay video too as well, they also said like, so you guys are out there saying you wanted some weirdo characters, well here they come, right? Like they're straight up in multiple places talking about the freak picks coming. You know, so cool to that.
The next character is going to be more normal. It's going to be Zed. I prefer anybody but Zed, but it's probably going to be Zed.
I'm curious.
And like, I have to admit that Zed would be a fun character in a tag game, because Zed's got Morgan duplicates. So Zed would have the ability to have 3 fucking characters on the screen at once to cross you up.
I want to know what Thresh in this art style is going to look like. That feels like it could be
awesome.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a like Hades from the Hercules Disney movie kind of effects on some of that shit, you know? Like cool stylish cartooning
He'd
of
look great.
the glow and the fog and the fire. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of looking great, fucking Crimson Viper though.
Yeah.
Come on. I like, just like with the Elena trailer, I'm looking and I'm like, oh, yo, she looks sick. And then the classic costume popped up and I'm like, fuck me. Amazing job on the classic. Like, they're really making those classic costumes incredible with these last couple characters. Elena classic was fucking perfect, and this classic Viper looks so good. And yeah, anyone who thought that she's gonna get, you know, sixified, nah,
man.
nah.
She has all of her silly nonsense.
Yeah, and another thing
which
too,
is weird because she felt like she was a character from a different game in 4.
Yeah, the SNK design cues, but then a completely different set of mixes going on. And you know the what they're calling it Slime Fighter 6, right? Because you turn into green slime and you slide at the character as you drive rush towards them. Her drive rush sucks actually, so she's not about that. That's
fair.
She's doing what I kind of was hoping to see, was like I remember back in Street Fighter V, I wanted to see someone with a 1-bar V trigger, right? I want to see people using the system in unique ways that are like unlike the rest of the cast. And finally, she gets to be that. So she can do a bunch of extensions off of special moves using 1 bar of drive. And not EX moves either. That's really cool. All that crazy jump cancel shit, super jumping that she used to be able to do, she can do, but you got to spend a little bit of drive to get it. And if you do, it's really good. But now you got to manage it, you know? And then if you use her level 1 super, you get to do it for free for a little while. All the execution shit that was necessary, you know, you're still going to need to be able to do that. The cancels on everything is there. Extra follow-ups after her seismos.
It's nice that they're gonna. Is Alex the third one?
Yes, and then no,
okay,
Ingrid.
I'm glad.
No, he was last. Ingrid was next.
Oh,
actually,
really? Oh.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say it'd be nice if they put out Alex right afterwards for a character that is low execution required.
The actual tutorial thing, the video when they're describing her moveset, it's like, oh, is the execution a problem? Well, practice up. No one said it would be easy. It's like, yeah,
if you don't want to execute, you're gonna go fucking play 2x KO. Thank you.
Did they say that? Did they say that Alex was next? Because
I don't know.
In the artwork, he was in the 4th slot, but maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps, I don't know. I'm going off of the order I remember seeing the 4 of them in. But in any case, yeah, she's looking pretty cool. Also, if you're paying attention to World Tour mode rather, her NPC was in the game all along. She was a CERN scientist, like whatever her name was because in her win pose she says, "Oh, that name was a cover," and you see her burning a passport. And the passport burning is a photo of the NPC she was in.
Oh, that's cute.
In World Tour mode.
That's cute. I like that.
Grace, the CERN scientist. Yeah. So
wait, was there one scientist that had like a really overly detailed model?
No, she looked like NPC face because she.
Wait, she can do that? That's crazy.
The spy ability to lower your poly count.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Oh man.
Go undercover as a bronze Yakuza girl, you know?
Dude, I can't wait to watch the Alex reveal trailer at the Capcom Cup. I can't wait. Are you gonna watch it?
Well, you know me. I like to wait a little bit and catch that shit afterwards. You know.
VODs? Yeah, okay.
When they're not gonna cost me $40 fucking.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh,
dude,
man.
I might pay $40 if I walked by the arena in person.
Okay. So, Street Fighter 6 World Finals Capcom Cup, they've announced, is going to be a pay-per-view event, and it's going to cost you $40 fucking to watch some Street Fighter 6. Now, if you're wondering what the fuck is happening and why, there's a bit of a precedent you can watch where they were testing this out, because Street Fighter League, the team-based official Capcom thing, was happening and was a pay-per-view event in Japan for some time now, and they were able to successfully make that work. It turns out that the development team and then the marketing team are like two completely separate companies that basically whatever communications they have with each other, there's just word that like, no, the people that handle this part of it, the esports part of it, are fully esports brained. And the reason why they think this terrible, absolutely dumbass, stupid, momentum killing idea is a good idea, the reason why they even are going for this at all, is because it turns out that Street Fighter 6, being a very good fighting game and being a huge hit online, especially with the VTuber crowd and with a lot of Japanese influencers, it has become a major online force on Japanese like YouTube and shit. And they have had their views are like in the millions, right? You can go over and watch stuff of like Tokido and a bunch of other like players are doing incredibly well over in Japan, specifically on Street Fighter 6 content. And so whenever they did paid stuff like this, it works in Japan. There's enough people casually interested, and it's doing enough numbers in Japan for them to be like, yeah, fuck it, we're gonna charge you, and it'll be worth it. Okay. Meanwhile, elsewhere, it's the dumbest fucking move you could pull off, and obviously I
love paying $40 to watch the ad for your video game that I already own.
So you think about the Capcom Cup recently, and the two things that come to mind are, one, you can stare at the timer is what you're allowed to share. Two, the ad break is coming. Guess what? There's another ad break. There's half an hour's of ads between matches. And three, the fucking JP theme. That's all you're hearing for for $40 fucking dollars, right? It's so stupid, and it's tone deaf, but they don't care because in Japan it works, and they're making that gamble, and they think it's fine.
All right, so it's there. What they've done is they've brought Street Fighter so much closer to real sports, where my interaction with a sport that I might be interested in is asking someone who did watch it the day after, hey, who won? And they go, this guy, and I go, cool. And then I just never interact with it at all.
Oh, I mean, and for sure, get ready for those lending links like every fucking UFC event or whatever to pop up.
Oh yeah, the lowest quality version of the thing to ever see.
Yeah, filtering through Russian, commercials and shit. Absolutely. But
you know what I can say though? There's probably going to be a guy who's like, I am playing Street Fighter 6. And fake, that guy who faked play boxing matches by pretending to play it.
And they're gonna get taken down because they're gonna be on top of that.
But are they gonna get taken down in 2 hours?
So the thing is, and this is where I'm getting really annoyed in terms of just like, if you fucking gave it if you took the opportunity to cook, right? Because here's the thing, the game is doing quite well. Everyone's enjoying it. They're having a good time with it, but they are doing this thing where they're keeping up that $1 million prize, right? Mm-hmm. They're keeping it up. And so over the years, the game needs to, I guess, continue to generate a certain amount if you're going to be handing that out to people. And, right. There is it's a theory at this point, but Uma was a player who came out of nowhere, who basically is just a huge VTuber fan and doesn't give a shit about the game or about being a champ or showing up at other events or anything. So he showed up out of nowhere, won, took the prize money, and never fucking played again, right? And so folks are so there's an idea that like, this is a huge bad thing for marketing. This is a humongous, like, if we can't.
Yeah, because you just threw the $1 million away. You didn't even get a guy to
monetize, and exactly, you didn't he just showed up, said thank you, and fucking left.
That's great, dude.
And then apparently used the money to like create his own VTuber rig or something like that. Like I don't know, but but just like there's all those stories. So it's like what we see here is a fucking humongous, shitty, stupid missed opportunity, because a couple days later, the footage is going to be online and you'll be able to watch it. Like I think they said
after you already know who wins,
4 or 5 days later, or whatever the case is, right?
I'm so glad we're all the way back to, hey, don't tell me who won the hockey game or the basketball game last night. My dad taped it overnight. Don't fucking tell me. I'm gonna watch it when I got home. Don't tell me who won. Oh fuck, you fucking piece of shit. And then we're gonna fight now. We're gonna fucking fist fight.
Okay, but here's what's stupid is the fact that in the past you already had in Street Fighter V the Capcom Cup color and content packs that would come out, where it was like, if you want to put money towards this event, then you can buy some unique colors that are going to be Capcom colored characters. Here's a unique stage, Ring of Pride, Ring of Honor, etc., and everything, and then you're buying a content pack that's made to support Capcom Cup. You can just do that. That's already existed. That was
taken from Dota. It might be League, but I think it's Dota.
Yeah.
Where the big national or whatever it was, you would essentially buy a super battle pass that gave you tons of cool shit, and buying it would just donate directly into the prize fund.
It's so stupid because people are crying out for colors, costumes, and content in Street Fighter 6 now. That would be an amazing thing to offer them, is something to go hand in hand with supporting Capcom Cup, and you give people what they want, right? Further fucking more. Dude, Capcom Cup is happening. Okay, so you're not streaming it on whatever thing platform's cool. Hey, where is it streaming? Oh, it's in the Battle Hub, Pat. Log on. Get your character into the Battle Hub. No, it's not. But I'm saying, could you imagine if they were like, get to the Battle Hub if you want to watch the thing?
You own the game, you can just watch it there.
It's right there. You could just make people log in and have a huge spike in people playing the game if they haven't.
A lot of people are playing Street Fighter. Maybe I should play Street Fighter.
Wouldn't that be an incredible idea?
Doesn't Fortnite do that with the concerts?
Of course they do. If you could just log in and watch the fucking thing with other people in an environment where everyone has their avatar and you can cheer and shout and put on costumes and meme it up and have a big online
thing. I really
thing.
didn't think that Teemo would be like this bright, shining moment of joy in this week's podcast.
Like, letting people watch in the game is right there. You already have the infrastructure for it, and you want a reason to convince people to load in to the Battle Hub. It's so stupid that they don't do this, and instead they're like, nah, we're going to fucking charge you for the matches.
I'm not an economist, and I'm not a businessman or whatever, but it feels to me, after watching esports exist for 30 years, that no one in the corporate side of esports has literally known how to make even a single dollar.
It's fucking batshit, dude. And like the joke of esports, you know, showing up and taking over, and you know, oh, fighting games is not esports. Oh, fighting game is esports. Oh no, we can't avoid it. It's like, yeah, here it is. We're making the exact same stupid mistakes and learning nothing from the process, you know. But hey, it works in Japan, so it's fine to destroy it everywhere else worldwide. You know,
we'll laugh at them in a couple of weeks when they do the dumb and we get a statement that's like, we don't know what happened.
You could have just sold colors and had a Battle Hub event, man. You could have made this such a big, specific hype thing, and I can't believe nobody thought of that. Anyways, well, let's see if the person who wins Capcom Cup will be able to do so while holding a baby.
That lady who won her Mortal Kombat tournament while holding her 5-day-old newborn, first of all, incredible.
I mean, wow, what an accomplishment.
That's hard.
That's a crazy thing.
However,
there's right, for the local accomplishment, that's crazy shit, and everyone sent it my way, and I was like, damn, that's hardcore.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nuts. What a talent. That's crazy.
Our baby didn't leave the bounds of this house for like 60 days, except to get a shot.
Well, hey, maybe the tournament immune system buff is going to work in their favor, hopefully.
It was many months before my boy went to a grocery store. And grocery stores have regular human beings in them.
Yeah. So
And Mortal Kombat tournaments at that have fighting game players and Mortal Kombat players at them. Gross.
So it's just I saw that story and I was like, that's fucking nuts. That's crazy. Wait, how old? And anyway, if it was like 5 months or so, that'd be one thing. But unfortunately, 5 days old means not old enough to have gotten their shots. So the immunity
What if
is
Hungry
risky.
Pox was there?
So that's a little dicey. But yeah, I mean, do your thing. Do your thing. A crazy story, very impressive, but also C-section at that too. Like that's
oh wow, she's tough as shit.
Super tough. That's crazy.
Oh, that's really crazy.
That's super crazy.
He should also be just resting up, man.
What a beast. Just little early for that, but
I take days off if I break one of my toes. I dropped the keyboard on my toe once. I think I broke it. I'm not sure.
Anyway, only other thing was the little project out there that's trying to get some funding, wasn't able to do so, so now showing it off to the public in the hopes that they can get some momentum behind them. There's a little animator known as Gendy Tartakovsky.
Yeah.
Is working on his next project.
This is that cool thing with the gigantic knight,
the Black Knight.
Yeah.
And I guess now that the groundswell from Fixed is hitting fever pitch, there's a big Black Knight in a big CG sort of cool, well animated.
How much dog cum does it have?
0.
Oh well, then no money for you.
Yeah. So
no.
It's a knight piloting a mecha knight fighting off ninjas, and it looks pretty cool. So he's like, hey, I'm trying to get this greenlit and it's not working, so I'm trying a new strategy. Basically, I'm gonna leak the little pilot idea that they put out, and they're hoping for this test to get enough groundswell.
I still haven't seen it. But it goes to say that, remember that no one in any business knows what they're doing. Sony financed and then provided all the materials and development for K-pop Demon Hunters, looked at it and said, man, this thing sucks, just sell it to Netflix for whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to make any fucking money at all anywhere.
Also, I think unfortunately, his last mecha thing, which was Symbiotic Titan, I think was also one of the Gendy projects that didn't really blow up as hard as the others did. So there's also some anti-mecha bias out there you gotta fight. We learned about a bunch of that with fucking Pacific Rim and Totoro-san. So everyone loved it. Everyone loved Symbiotic Titan, but it was never popping off, Anyways, let's take some letters.
Hey, if you want to send in a letter, send it to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. That's castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. Also, I forgot to talk about Hades 2. It's incredible. 10 out of 10 game. Amazing. I can't stop playing it, but I can only play it at night because that is a baby annihilating game. That will fuck up that kid's dopamine.
When you get the Hades fucking buffs.
By the way, I don't know if you saw it, there's an insane thread on the subreddit which is like, hey, how about do you think that Warframe would be a good game for Wooly to play while he's chilling with the baby? And every single post in there, including mine, is, have you lost your fucking mind?
Jesus Christ.
Have you lost your fucking mind? Might as well just Clockwork Orange vampire survivors into her eyes.
Also, I didn't see that discussion, but that's sitting well behind fucking Death Stranding 2 and
Yeah.
Lies of P and
Oh, it's sitting behind many things.
Fucking Deltarune came out. Like, nah, man.
I also have a minor announcement that we didn't cover it in the news, but Walton the Ghoul Goggins will be appearing in Fallout 76 in the next expansion.
That game's still running?
Sure is. Walton Goggins is going to be there as the ghoul to give you quests.
Wow.
Ask me how I know. No, don't.
Yeah. That'll surely. Oh my God. Paige is getting in there, isn't she?
You know, Fallout 76 is only $13 right now.
She's booting up an account as we speak, isn't she?
Maybe not right now, but let's see what happens when I go home.
All right. We got one coming in over here.
Listen, yeah, what, Paige? Hey, well, you know how I'm good at like annoying people? You know how that's like a thing? I discovered a way to annoy people that is absolutely unbelievable that everyone can use, and I'm giving it all to you. I was being like an idiot in Discord like 5-6 years ago, and my friend Joy was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Hey man, hey, hold on, listen." And I just didn't say anything. And when he started to get upset again, I was like, no, okay, listen. Just fucking nothing. Just nothing.
I don't know if physical copies of Fallout 76 exist, but like I feel like you could just get that and just put the cowboy hat on it and just hand that over and just Paige, just do what you will. You know, here you go. Just cut out the middleman. Oh
just
wait,
get a little voice box.
Hold on.
That's the first honest interaction we've had, or whatever the fuck the line is. Here we go.
I got. Oh, look at that. Look what just happened.
Oh, no. She's doing it to you. Oh, my God. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, your lights. Oh, no.
All right. We got one over here. Dear Lord Father Wooly and Grand Pat Narc.
What's up?
What is the type of most minor visual element that gets you excited regardless of context? For example, birds for scale, bread eating animation, etc. Personally, I love bullets and projectiles when they're visibly repelled or turned away by armor or playing. Thanks. I've hit this one before, but I have a real simple neuron that gets activated anytime I see parallax scrolling and shaky cam. Like anime style. When I see that in 3D or 2D, that the kind of mimics, and I'm specifically thinking of Full Metal Alchemist rewrite intro, the beginning where they're scrolling and Hohenheim is in the distance, and you're seeing the grass in the foreground going really fast.
Oh,
and
you know
it's
what
kind
you
of,
are? You're Michael Bay.
It's this thing, you know. I love
You're
that
Michael
effect.
Bay.
Why am I Michael Bay?
You know, Michael Bay's entire career is built off of not understanding why he enjoys the scenes from West Side Story.
What?
So West Side Story is Michael Bay's favorite movie. And when he talks about West Side Story, he talks about his favorite scene is I forget what the song is, but they're doing a song and number, but they have a lot of people running towards the camera and people running around behind them because there's a lot of parallax. And so when Michael Bay wants to make a scene exciting, he puts just 10 levels of fucking parallax in his scene. And that's how he came up with the low angle spin.
Oh my God.
Because it increases the parallax behind the character times 1,000%.
Okay. Yes. No, not at random. I'm specifically in moments where it creates a sense of speed on the a surrounding shot or a traveling shot. It looks fucking sick. Yeah. And then also when you deliberately make things look like it's shaky cam, you know, that's a nice little effect too.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head as a visual effect that just makes me go, oh, I genuinely can't. Like for me, I maybe people who watch my stuff would actually know better than me. But like I feel like it's like I'll know it when I see it kind of thing.
Another one I'm thinking of is like brand new soundscapes I've never heard before. When sound design is like gets creative and does new shit. So
had enough of new soundscapes.
Sure, I know. But when Attack of the Clones came out and they dropped those space bombs in episode 2 and they went and I was like, I don't know what that is, but that sound is sick. I love that. I love when sound engineers go all out creating a brand new thing. Fucking cool.
Okay, well, I'm stealing one from the chat because it's something that I love. But I love when there's an action shot and then the person turns into like a really shitty dummy. Like a really bad dummy.
Yes, sure.
And they fall down and it looks like garbage.
Yes. Yeah. All right. And let's take another quick one here. Shout outs to a Redditor. Hey there, Dreaded and Redheaded.
Oh, that's good. That's one of the best in a while, actually.
Just wanted to give a shout out to the Redditor Marlo Curry on the subreddit, Sorcerer Supreme, for the consistent and tireless work of providing in-depth context to pretty much any Joker reference that gets made. Anything that comes across gets short but sweet descriptions, links to the source, and it's amazing that they've been able to compile it. Extremely polite when asking about additional context they don't have yet. For a community with such a long and detailed history, Marlo's doing a great job, and they should be recognized for it. Yeah, I did see posts of like, oh, here's context for this in-joke, by the way, and it kind of like, it's weird, but it's been so long that it's like, oh yeah, this is necessary because a lot of people are wandering in here not knowing what the fuck the old channel was, much less us.
It's been a really long time. It's been a really long time.
And I did see that like that out of the loop post where someone was like, what the fuck is up with this two best friends play subreddit actually though? Like why are they so ubiquitous when searching for things online?
Like Latin. It's a dead place that's useful for describing other things.
Ooh, I like that. I've never heard that descriptor before.
Me either. I just said it just now. That just jumped into my brain unbidden.
That's great. That's fucking cool. Sick. Yeah. It just keeps showing up whether you like to or not, which means people are like, I don't know what this place is about, but I'm here for whatever game news they're talking about.
Yeah, so like if somebody draws a fucking picture of you in a cool pose, but you have like one really beefy, muscular white leg, people are going to go, what the hell is that?
Yes.
And the answer is going to be, we used to lie. That's the context.
Sure.
We just used to lie about things like that. It was funny. We thought it was funny.
Yeah. Well, so once upon a time, there was a reference point was the Zaibatsupedia, but that's been a minute now, right? Like there was that as a point for explaining a lot of the jokes that folks weren't getting. But I think even that's outlived its reference. So now it's kind of just lost to the wind. So yeah. Shout outs to anybody who takes the time like Marlo does to give some context for some of that shit. Because it's indecipherable as a language to others at a certain point when you're making a joke 15 layers deep talking about Andre.
You know what, dude? You know what? I don't really miss him.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Exactly. All right.
Before we go, I have one piece of housekeeping to do. I've put up a poll on my Blue Sky. I believe there's a subreddit thread about it, but I'll double check on that. I would advise you to go vote in it over the next couple of days. It will determine what color I'm going to be dyeing my hair for the next month.
We're not finished yet.
Willie,
it's not over yet.
I'm going to look like a stupid asshole until like Christmas.
Okay.
I have a lot of reaping to do.
Okay.
I've done much sowing.
Okay.
I have much reaping to go.
You have enjoyed the mutton chops in an unexpected boost.
Yeah, it's not going to go the same with some of the rest of it.
But beard and top, all of it,
thing.
the whole thing.
No combo colors.
Okay.
But yeah, because I'm bald. If I was not bald, we would just go the top, right? But I am bald.
Okay. If
I don't have enough hair to just go with just the hair.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say. Whatever you go with, I can recommend a brand that means you don't have to keep topping it up every couple days.
Oh no. We're gonna go to a fucking professional.
Oh, okay. All right. Great.
We're gonna go to a professional, and it gets to live for 30 days. And when the 30 days is up, it's gone.
Because if you go to the fucking pharmacy and get some manic panic, like fuck that.
No. Okay, so this is something interesting, because usually what happens is that, like, when I'm a white person, but to people listening to the audio one, I'm a white person.
Whoa.
It's true. And Woolie's a black person.
Wow.
And usually the thing is, like, I wouldn't know anything about black hair, which I pretty much don't, right? Red hair, however, is fucking shit to dye. It does not dye like other white people's hair. It's god awful.
Yep.
So I'm going to have to bleach it first.
Yes. You're going to bleach. And here's the thing. Depending on the color, you might need to bleach more yellow tinted or more blue tinted. There's different tints of bleach to it.
So there's no Walmart bag logo getting stomped into my bald on this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to a fucking professional who knows what they're doing. Also, so I don't hurt myself.
Bleach is, yes, you can, with hydrogen peroxide and incorrect mixes, you can make yourself some accidental muscle gas.
Also, the beard's different than the top of the head.
True. How do you,
is sensitive.
After a month expires, how are you backing out of this? Are you going to be like, re-dye me red? Is that going to be the move? What's the back down?
So, I'm going to assume that means you didn't read the list of goals that I put out, because there's the follow-up goal after, in which I'm going to go full chrome with pencil mustache.
Okay.
Full Vincent Price.
The reset. Okay, the reset comes next. That's a shame, because Chops is fucking kicking, but like,
Wooly, after my pencil mustache era, the Chops will just come back in a number of weeks.
Yeah, there you go. Unexpected fucking change, just like that.
This is one of those things. That it's like, for some people this would be like a year-long nightmare, but for me, wait, why is Paige going, wait, what? Why is my wife, who's thought I'm going totally bald? Yes, I am going totally bald, Paige.
Hey.
Like complete chrome dome. Yeah.
Hey.
Did you not read it either? Oh my God. Did my partner in crime not actually read the fucking thing? That thing's been up for 35 days. 35 days. Let me scroll down. After Clown Chops hair color time is up.
Oh
no! Vincent Price egghead bald plus mustache.
Listen.
Literally Vincent Price's egghead from 1960s Batman.
The darkness cannot distract.
How did you not? We made that list together.
That's crazy. I was gonna say,
this is why Resident Evil 2 Blind was tough, you see. Listening, it's tough.
I get it, because once upon a time, I caused...
She crashed it out. Oh, no. Oh, my life is stupid. My life is stupid. Everything in my life is stupid. Oh.
She forgot. Bro. Once upon a time, I decided to cosplay Xavier Stone from Guitar Hero 1, and I dyed my dreads green and yellow. And the rest is history.
Yeah, and then you kept it for quite a while.
And the rest is history, So, I get it. All right.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a speed bump in the history tale of my life, sir.
But what? I
don't think I'm going to be fully Jokerized this time next year.
But what if you like the color? Okay, what if everybody compliments you on it?
Hey, well, hey, Pat. Remember when you got that prank tattoo that says "insert here" over your asshole? What if you really liked it so much you decided to keep it?
Guys, listen, you shut up. Listen, guys, hey, everybody, we have successfully complemented the mutton chops into existing. Okay? Okay?
Oh, you missed one of the lights, bud.
All right. Just keep that in mind.
No, that's not what happened.
Those chops look fucking sick, dude. They look so good.
Wooly. First of all, thank you. Thank you a lot. Thank you, Paige. You're still missing this light over here. Thank you a lot. That's very kind of you. I very appreciate it. Your compliment means nothing. Their compliment means nothing. The only compliment that mattered about these chops is from the lady who lives in my house. That was the compliment that makes the chops stay. Specifically, the phrase, "You're keeping the chops." Point command. And I was like, okay.
I mean, things can be arranged.
Yeah.
All right. That'll
Have
do.
a good day, everybody.